showtime.
Who are these socials?
Taking down the other podcasts one by one.
Who are these socials?
That clip is why people make fun of you.
With Carl
This is all just for the radio.
and Blind Mike.
We have a lot of business to take care of.
Who are these
We are
socials?
the number one podcast on the internet today.
WATS.
Welcome to yet another episode of WATS, the show thousands of people come to answer the age-old question, what's the deal with social media? This is the only podcast about social media that is hosted by a blind guy who overtly hates his club-footed co-host. I'm the club-footed co-host, Carl Hamburger. With me, as usual, is Mike Geary, a.k.a. Blind Mike. What's up, Mike?
Well, I held out for weeks, guys, and I finally negotiated 8% of all super tips. So, well worth it. I'm back, baby.
You know, there are rumors going around that Kevin Brennan had a neck lift and that I won't read your super chats. The latter is simply not true. I will read every super chat, but as you guys know, I don't read so good. Some would say worse than Mike over here. So we encourage you to take advantage of our super tip system to participate and support the show. You go to supertip.gg/WATP. And you can either give us a normal super chat that we'll read, or you can use an AI voice. And we have added a bunch of AI voices. You ready for this, Mike? This is exciting.
Let's hear it.
We have Adam Bush. We have Anthony
That is
Cunha.
exciting.
We have Dick Masterson. We have Dr. Steve.
Whoa.
We have E-Rock. We have Howard Stern. We have Jerry Banfield. We have Joe Matarese, Lisa Boswell, Rob Saul, and Solar are all now available.
Varying levels of exciting, but I am excited.
Right. Well, if I read them all in a row, someone will be excited about something.
Yeah.
I figured that's probably the way to do it. Now, Mike, the way we started our show, and it's been a few weeks, the way we started our show was with banter. Before we do that,
Here it comes. The pre-banter, all of its grandeur, Carl and Mike.
the pre-banter is where we talk about how we're going to have banter.
Did you
And
say
we have a
planter?
Did I say
No, in the
glanter?
song. He says, pre-banter, all of it's
Here
glanter.
it comes. The pre-banter, all of its grandeur, Carl and
I
Mike.
think he's trying to say grandeur.
I think he's trying to say glamour.
Oh, well, I'm throwing this out. Sorry, Dave Taft. We'll never
very
play that.
distracting.
We'll never play that again. That's terrible. You lose. Good day, sir. The reason why we played that horrible, horrible stinger is because we like to do a little thing in the beginning of our show that no one else does or no one else has figured out for some reason. I don't know why. There's so many podcasts out there. Before podcasts, there were radio shows, talk shows have existed, since shows have existed, and yet no one has figured out to start the show off with a little bit of banter, a little back and forth, a little conversation between the two hosts. And so today, that's what we're going to do.
And I almost... Dick.
Well, banter is the way to chat amongst your friends. Banter it will pay in likes and dividends. Carl is my hero, and Blind Mike too, I guess. Banter is the thing with which we obsess.
What were we going to say, Mike?
Well, it adds to my apology because I was going to apologize for stepping on the banter because it might be jarring if we just slide into it the way I did. You kind of need a warning of sorts.
Correct. That's the other thing that these shows do. They just start having a conversation. You're like, whoa, 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 whoa. I wasn't worried about this.
Jesus, I just put my headphones in.
No one told me this was going to be happening. What the fuck? Little heads up next time, pal.
Yeah,
I'd appreciate it. Well, I have a few things to talk to you about because we have not talked to each other in a couple of weeks now.
no, very sad.
It's been a few weeks. I checked out the episode you did in my absence last Thursday night.
Nothing to see about. Don't worry about what happens on the Blind Mike project.
Well, it seemed like it was Who Are These Socials mashup with the Blind Mike project. I don't know. I got the sense that you said it many times and it was in the thumbnail that was what was
We
going
say
on.
all good things about you, so so don't
Yeah.
worry about what goes on over there.
Did you happen to check out when Trucker Andy filled in for you on this show a couple weeks ago?
I did.
What'd you think? Was Trucker Andy good?
Well, better than me, yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. I'm
don't
glad you
believe-
enjoyed. Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed that. Good.
Okay.
Thought we had a good program. Thought we had a good show. I mean, well, obviously we love Mike. We want Blind Mike to be here. But if you can't make it, I thought Andy did a nice job filling in.
Better than Casey, did people think?
I don't want to answer that. I like Casey.
I'm just curious.
I'm not gonna answer that question, sir. I'm about the one on trial here. You know that. All right. So the other thing I want to talk to you about is you have turned me on to something that might be ruining my life.
Ooh. I like
Dhar
that.
Mann.
Oh, you were not aware of that.
I wasn't aware of it. And then both my wife and I, we're watching your show separately, but we're both watching your show on a Sunday morning a couple of weeks ago. And you play this video of this young basketball star.
Yes, I don't want to take full credit. This is Royce, my buddy Royce Lopez introduced me to this when I was on Daywave once.
Yeah, okay.
I think maybe Legion Skanks talked about them years ago. But what Royce gets into is Dhar Mann is like the Coca-Cola of this world. But there are many RC Colas and other off-brand, like there are minor league Dhar Manns that I can't remember the name of. I'd have to ask Royce. But if you're into it, there's a real well you could fall down.
Well, actually, since you said that, we have a super tip that came in that I want to read from Venom Tony 15, $5. Of course, supertip.gg/WATP. And he says, "Hey, Carl. Hey, Blind Mike. Love y'all. I have a suggestion for WATS. Check out Samir Bhavnani. It's the bad version of Dhar Mann.
That name sounds familiar. That might be it.
Trust me, it's even worse. If you don't know what we're talking about, real quick, next time you're bored on YouTube, look up DHARMANN. Dhar Mann's the creator. He's got millions of followers. Every video gets millions of views, and he puts out a video every day somehow. And they're amazing. Every single episode is fantastic.
We covered one a couple weeks ago on the Blind Mike Project, and then we also did one maybe 2 years ago. I think that one was better if you want to check it out. But what they are is, I guess, like PSAs.
He pretends that they're, for some reason, he pretends that they're adding to the positivity of our society, and it's a good thing.
Right, you're little slices of life.
And they're not. There's so many of them. They're like, what did I just watch? What's the point of this?
And you would think with the amount they upload new videos like every day, and they're very well produced and
yes,
it looks like a movie, sort of.
They're very well produced. They're well directed and edited.
Yeah.
And they're so poorly written and acted that you're like, what? Why? Why is this happening? It's great.
With the sheer amount that they upload, you would think they would accidentally fall into a situation that happens in life. Like, you would think they'd fall ass backwards into something you could relate to. But it's always some insane circumstance that would never happen in day-to-day life.
I'll give you an example of one I watched just recently. And a lot of them take place in high school, which is great.
Yes.
So this kid, he's like a prankster, and he's pranking the principal all the time, and he tries to get the principal to quit, so the principal does quit because of these pranks. And then they bring in a principal who's even stricter than that principal, so it backfires on the prankster. But then, because they're not allowed to leave during lunch period to go get cheeseburgers at the diner anymore, so then they dig a hole out of the high school the teachers don't know about to sneak out and get cheeseburgers during lunch. But the problem is, Mike, and I'm sorry to give all of this away. There's a lot of episodes. You didn't have to watch this one. The problem is that every kid leaves for lunch, and then the principals walk around going, where did all the kids go? So then he goes to the diner and finds him there, but the former principal is there too, and he takes his job back.
Yeah, you think like, oh, I see the lesson they're trying to teach us. And then it takes not a left or a right turn. It launches into reverse and just goes an entirely different direction.
We've learned nothing. Apparently the prankster won the day because now the kids can go out to eat again.
They all have millions of views, which there might be some, what's the guy's name? Tommy from MSCS or whatever his name.
Yeah, I think
there might be something like that going on.
Some tomfoolery, some shenanigans going on.
Maybe a little.
But it does get a lot of engagement too. I can't figure out, and all of it's positive. Like people love these videos.
It's got to be foreigners that are interested in American culture on a very base level. That's the only thing I can surmise from the amount of interaction and views that these have. Is it has to be people that have no idea what our culture is, but very badly want to learn about it and think they are.
Well, I'm sorry to take up so much time on this, but I'm just telling you guys, Dhar Mann is ruling my life right now, and I might switch formats to just be reviewing Dhar Mann videos. I don't know.
Hey, I'm all right with that.
It's very possible. In fact, I was actually thinking, Mike, that you and I could do a crossover bonus show maybe this month where we watch one of our or two of our favorite Dhar Mann
100%
videos.
100%
Okay.
in.
All right, good. I'm glad to hear that. The other thing I want to talk to you about is the news that happened today. Chad Zumock left his show early.
No,
Do you know about this?
I don't.
Well, fortunately, Stalin 19 put together a little clip for us so we could see what went down.
Oh, thank goodness.
God damn it.
Sorry about the abrupt ending. I gotta go. Sorry. I'll talk to you tomorrow about it. Bye.
So that's how the show ends.
Sorry for the abrupt ending to my show. I felt like I needed to come on here and explain what happened.
So now this is like him on Instagram or whatever, doing the live stream, walking around the neighborhood to tell us what happened, why he had to leave the show so early.
There were 5 cops at my door. And they said that they got reports that there were drugs and guns in my house.
We're there.
So I had to go take care of that real quick. I mean, it's insane. It's insane. Usually when stuff like that happens, because it's happened quite a bit, not to this extreme where there were 5 cops.
All right. So I have to stop it right there. Now, Chad is known to lie. He's made up a fib or two in his day. This is retarded.
Why?
Because if someone were to call the police and say, hey, this guy at this address, he's got drugs and guns,
Yeah.
the police would go, all right, thanks for your call. Thank you for your call.
This
Now-
sounds exactly like what the guy who called the police on Chad would say.
Now, if they did come to his house under the suspicion that he had drugs and guns in the house, what would they do without a warrant? Hey, do you have any drugs and guns in here? No. All right, well, have a great day, sir.
Just checking.
Just checking. Let us know if you do get any, call it in, please. Because if you don't have a warrant and guns, this is America. This is Florida. It's not even America. It's Florida. Guns are encouraged. What is he talking about? Someone calls and I had guns in my house. The police are like, yeah, well, there's a bunch of guns in here too. What do you mean?
Yeah, I don't know. It all seems a little fishy to me because I remember playing a video on my program maybe a couple months ago of Chad saying he was done lying. So what you're saying doesn't quite add up with what he said.
Okay, since then, because I remember that, where Chad goes, guys, I am now the truth teller.
Yeah.
You can believe everything that's coming from this very channel. Since then, he declared that me personally, I got his gig canceled in Atlantic City. Do you remember that?
Sounds right.
He came out and he goes, because of Carl and because of Patrick Melton, our show has been canceled from whatever the beer place was in Atlantic City. You're supposed to do it. And then it turned out that the owner's wife found out that they were trying to do a ticketed show on the night before the Super Bowl. And she went, no, that's ridiculous. What do you mean?
Oh, this is
live
this is around the time you told me you were calling the owner's wife to get Chad's gig canceled.
Mike, some
Isn't
of our
that
conversations
coincidental?
are private. Mike, I don't know if you realize that.
Odd timing, wouldn't you say?
So I think that Chad is still a liar. I think he might still be lying a lot.
Agree to disagree.
This one is especially dumb. 5 cops showed up.
That is odd. I would just ask Chad, like, I believe you, buddy, but why not film that? That would be interesting content. If you're already live, why not keep it rolling?
Yeah, especially if you're sharing a laugh with the officers. Oh man, you guys, it's so funny. So I'm like this streamer and people call in stuff on me.
Yeah, they're like, hey, a very flamboyant lady from Rochester called us. Do you have any guns in here? And Chad's like, not me, officers.
I mean, wouldn't Chad take a selfie with them or something? It's the same thing with Woke Dad. With every conversation he has with a customer, you're like, well, just film one of these. Just take a photo with something.
It's tough to. I will advise my guy Chad, when you have the track record that he has, when you tell one of these stories, you gotta at least, not that it'll help anything, but you gotta kind of preface it with I know no one's gonna believe me because I lie about everything, but this one's true. You gotta kind of let us know that you're aware of.
But no, he does do that shit. This is how you know he's a liar, because he does it all the time. He's like, and let me just tell you the truth. Well, I'm gonna be real honest with you on this one.
Oh, I like
you
that.
never hear me say that.
It's because you're always lying.
It's a weird thing.
He's forthright with us.
It's a weird thing to say, honestly. I don't know. So that's the latest. I thought that was fun. Just he needs attention. He's always trying to do things, and he does the same shit over and over again. And people fall for this. I don't know what to
Pray
tell
for the
you.
Z-Man.
Pray for the Z.
Stand your ground, buddy.
We hope he's okay. Mike, we have a new segment on this show. People seem to enjoy it because I get a lot of suggestions, and I got this one from my buddy Mike, who I was just on vacation with in Texas, along with Trucker Andy.
Nice.
And he sent this in a couple of weeks ago.
Carl say, Mike, hey, guess the sound. Is it girls farting or cute bunny rabbits snoring?
That's right. It's the Guess the Sound game because my buddy Mike is blind. He can't see what's doing. And if you're listening to the show, we have an audio podcast. You can subscribe to it. It's free. It shows up in your podcast player every Friday. And so if you're listening, you don't know what's doing. And so you can play along at home with this one.
You can even play if you're watching, actually. You could just close your eyes.
Yeah, that's a good point. You don't have to cheat if you don't want to. All right. This is a short one, 7 seconds. So listen closely. What do you think that is? Now it's edited. Obviously, there's some cuts there. You can tell. What sound are we hearing?
Originally, I was going to say it sounded like there was a sprinkler in the background of some kind.
Okay.
I was going to say a pig, maybe.
Okay.
Then that last part makes me a little suspect.
Let me play it again.
Okay.
All right.
Boy, this is tough.
I'll give you a hint.
Okay.
Because you did get kind of close there. It is an animal. It is a single animal making all those noises.
A farm animal of some kind. If it's not a pig, maybe a goat? Damn it. All right, what do we got?
It is a walrus.
Oh, damn. I never would have got that.
And it's labeled the sound your ass makes after eating ice cream.
That's fun.
That's fun. So
You
that's
found a walrus. It sounds like there's a sprinkler going off. Was I right about that?
I think that the walrus is in like a SeaWorld kind of place or something.
Okay,
They
all
probably have jets
That's pretty
going
good,
in the
then.
background.
All
Well,
right.
that's why I was like, all right, Mike's picking up on some stuff. By the way, I gotta stop saying by the way. Fuck me. I've noticed I've been saying that way too too much lately.
I haven't noticed that one.
Okay, good. I'm glad to hear that. I still have to stop though. One of the things that you were talking about on the show with Casey Day that maybe you didn't agree with things that I had to say, and you made that very clear. Was with
I'm surprised.
the Trump impersonator and Alec Baldwin.
Yes.
And I want to point out something that I realized as you were saying. I don't know why Carol says it's a good Trump impression.
I thought that was the other thing is I didn't find it funny, which I think added to my ire for the guy.
Yeah. And I get that. And I thought about it and I realized something because this is 100% true. When you only hear something, it's different than when you hear and watch it. The two senses combined change your perception.
Is he doing a good like physical Trump?
The physicality, the way he leans forward and his gestures and things is very Trump-esque. So I see that with the voice. I go, it's a pretty good Trump impression.
That's fair.
But if I were only listening, I think I'd be like, yeah, it's kind of hack. It's kind of what everyone does.
That's very fair. I'll allow that argument. But I didn't.
You opened my eyes to that, though. I appreciate that because you understood better than I did. Yes. That it was actually not the best impression.
But it was funny when we got off the show, you had the same argument that someone else said. I guess I've made it seem like I thought that they were on Alec's front lawn. I was aware they were.
You kept saying that over and over again. So all right, real quick, peek behind the scenes.
I wasn't being literal. I meant
peek behind the scenes. So I'm listening to Mike's show Thursday night, and I'm on vacation with friends, so I didn't get a chance to listen all the way through. But I heard the first part where Mike just keeps complaining about this comic. And it turns out this comic is like a really bad guy. I didn't realize. Yeah, I didn't realize.
You all sided with him, the rapist. Or whatever he did.
Him and Keanu Thompson were in a relationship or something. And he was Well, I don't know. I don't want to. It's all. I guess there's court documents and things, but whatever. It seems like he's not a great guy. Anyway, not the point. I'm watching the show, and you're saying over and over again, it's not cool to go to someone's house and be in someone's house and fuck with them in their home.
What I mean.
And so I messaged Mike, and I go, dude, it's in Manhattan. He's on a.
It's actually more of a condo. I'm like, but you get the gist of what.
No, I'm like, he's on a busy sidewalk with tons of other people. And then later on in the show, someone messaged you the same thing. And I'm like, oh, now I feel like a hack for pointing that out.
Well, I stand with Alec on this one. I make fun of the man very often, but on this one, I stand with him.
I get it, buddy. I get it. This came in. I'm not even going to play a jingle for it. It's just a quickie. This one came in from our Discord, and I just found it fun. It's a little clip from Wheel of Fortune, which is an interesting show. And on Wheel of Fortune, they do this thing, if you haven't watched in a couple decades, where they just start pulling up letters, and whoever can solve it first just buzzes in and tries to solve it.
Right.
So that's what we're seeing here. As soon as I get the volume up.
Tavares, right in the butt?
What?
No. Blake.
This is the best.
Yeah, that's it.
Is that still Sajak?
Yeah, I don't know how old this is.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, is he still doing it?
Right in the butt.
I think those game shows do some of that. I mean, some of these people are just morons, but I think like they really want it. Like that's why those Family Feud clips are so viral. Where it's like, what's something long and thick that you shove in your mouth?
Yeah,
someone's like,
and Steve Harvey's like, what?
Yeah, like
you thought a penis?
The sixth guess is penis, and Steve Harvey's like, my God.
Where do we find these people? But I gotta say, Steve Harvey, I wasn't a huge fan of. I like him more and more. I think the faces that he makes to the camera are top notch. He's a phenomenal game show host.
He's great in that role. It has become, now it's just like the Steve Harvey show.
Yes.
Where literally some of the questions are like, if you were taking Steve Harvey out on a date, like they just want you to say things about Steve to get that reaction. So that part I don't love, but he is very good at it.
Yeah, I don't watch it regularly, but the stuff I see.
I have a lot of thoughts about the Family Feud.
Do you want to do a bonus show where we just watch Family Feud episodes and Dhar Mann? And
we're filling up our schedule, but I'm in for both.
All right, sounds good.
Who are these music? Who are these music?
All right, this one came in from a text message from the 559 area code. If you want to send us a text or leave us a voicemail, you can find our phone number at whoarethese.com. That's where that is. And I've talked about how much I enjoy over-the-top gay hardcore hip-hop or metal music if it's super gay. It's just funny to me.
All right.
And so this guy sent in this song. Now, it is AI music, and I'm not encouraging AI. I don't want more AI music on this show. I'm not encouraging this. But I found this one to be fun. So I'm going to play it for us. I think it's worth it. Uh-oh. There it is.
They call me Carl. Lady K if you nasty. I love the shit all over podcasts and radio celebrities. Opie and John Melendez. And Howard and Shuley. My best friend is a potato. My other best friend is my mom wife. I play the mandolin and have wood paneling siding. I know you're jealous of my wood panels, bitch. I don't know about you, but Tom Myers is making me all horny. I love blind men, and I find them intoxicating. Watch out, Blind Mike, that ain't a hot dog. I love Gary, Indiana in a gay way. I love Patrick Michael in a gay way. I love Kevin Brennan in a gay way. I had a threesome with Stuttering John and his cockroach. I'm so gay, 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 gay. Call me Carl with a K. Lady K if you nasty.
Kind of slaps, right?
It really fits your vibe, I think. When I
Okay,
picture you roaming around Rochester, that's the type of music I'm imagining.
So that could potentially be the new theme song.
I don't see why not.
Is what you're saying. All right, cool.
Yay, super chats.
Let's head over to the Super Tip system. supertip.gg/WATP. Chris Jackson coming in.
Hey, Carl, can you ask Vinny if he can come on The Biggest Problem tomorrow? I need a new fat nerd to replace Vito.
I think you could ask Vinny that yourself, Dick. That's a good idea, though.
5 cops showed up at my house, and I said, Mahoney, Tackleberg, Gordon, Slaughter, Dredd.
Yeah, there's never a punchline. There's never a punchline with Chad, unfortunately. Leonard became a new member of the channel. Thank you very much, Leonard S., for being a member. Rocco Orby 2002. What's up, Mike? Hi, Carol.
What's up, buddy?
What's up, buddy? Dame Taft, 2 weeks to Pride to pre-banter. I want reparations in the form of banter. I think we brought banter in spades today.
Absolutely. Too much,
all,
I think.
All for you, Dame Taft. Beggy Bear, $5. Oh, glad to see Mom and Dad made up, or at least kept the show going for the kids.
Yes.
That is what we're doing. We're keeping this going for the kids. We want to make it seem like we're getting along.
But when you guys are 18, I'm out.
Stewie Fell's been a member for 1 month, says, don't banter over the banter guys. Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Never banter over the banter guys. The one pun, I can see Chad trying to flush a gun, though. He puts the Coke in his underpants. And
just every time there's a knock on his door,
flushes a gun.
It's chaos.
Stewie Fell says, all Chad had to do was say, we're both MAGA. Or as Kevin Brennan would say, MAGA. We're both MAGA.
Did Kevin actually get a neck lift? Was that real?
I have a theory on this, and I think other people do too.
Interesting.
Kevin was doing this weird thing for a little while where he would do his stream with his whole bike helmet and hoodie pulled up around him, or whatever he had to ride his bike in the wintertime.
Right.
And it was covering his neck.
Yeah.
And people have been making fun of his old man neck for a little while. And now recently he's not wearing that anymore and his neck looks different.
Huh.
I think he might have had a neck lift.
Boy, that would be bizarre for his character. Yeah.
That would be hilarious if we found out that he's that self-conscious.
Jesus. Of all people, yeah.
Yeah, I like that stuck with you.
It's been in the back of my head the whole time.
I can tell. That's great. All right, let's head over to Instagram.
Blinded like Blind Mike. Don't be a douche. Instagram in the night. Blinded like Blind Mike. Check out these reels. They might make you wanna fight.
This one came in from Danny. Danny, thank you for sending this in. This is a Uber driver. And you know, one of our favorite things on this show is people with Tourette's. We can't get enough of it. It's just too much fun.
God! I am so sorry. Like, it says on my Uber app that I have Tourette syndrome. Did you guys see that?
No, I did not.
Okay.
Well, you get right in with this group, man. You just scared the shit out of me.
Do you want me to cancel this and get another Uber for you? I don't want you to feel uncomfortable or anything else.
Are you uncomfortable?
No.
All right, so this is a car full of women. There's 3 in the back, the passenger and the driver. The driver explains that she has Tourette's.
Can you imagine if they were like, yeah, actually, could you cancel and we'll take another ride? It'd be so inconvenient.
I think I might have said that. Be like, well, if
really?
if you're gonna scream in my ear.
But are they already on the ride?
Yeah. They're driving at this point.
I'm putting up with whatever they're doling out.
I hear you. Oh, I've listened to some really shitty music in Ubers before.
Yeah.
I'm never like, let me out. I can't take this.
I get a lot of they're talking in a foreign language on the phone to someone who doesn't seem to be responding because they're just talking nonstop.
You know, they made that illegal for cab drivers to do that in New York.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was an epidemic. Like any cab you got into in New York, there's some guy speaking Middle Eastern, screaming that on his phone, and you're like, "What are you guys?"
I don't mind it
about?
because it means they're not talking to me. Much worse is the Boston white guys that are just doing it to get out of the house and chat with people.
Hey, did you see about the trade rumors? Who do you think the Pats are going to draft?
You a Sox fan? No,
Yeah, it's like,
sorry.
Let me get back to this.
Oh, I'm not. Okay. Sorry. I'm sorry. Are you okay though?
Yeah, are you? I'm fine. Yeah. We can be best buddies.
Oh, can I have a hug?
Oh, sure.
Ugh. Okay, this is where it gets weird.
Okay. What was the original tick? I didn't hear it.
She just went, wah! She's like,
okay, I was gonna say, what would these ladies be doing if it was like cunt retard?
well, we're getting there.
Okay, good.
But so the passenger says, oh my gosh, we can be best friends. And this sad, pathetic Uber driver needs a lot of attention. Goes, oh, give me a hug. And they literally just hug. Would you hug an Uber driver, Mike?
No. Why is the car pulled over? Get back to business.
Right, yes.
Bitch, hug! Oh, God, okay.
So refreshing.
Oh, God! Sorry.
Are we very far from where we're going?
No, it's just right up here.
Oh, okay.
Well, I guess you're always going to remember this Uber.
Yeah, I love it. I like fun experiences.
It is. That's true. Do you ever get anybody that's like completely and totally like, what the?
No, because I like to make fun with it.
Yeah.
Bitch.
All right, we're warming up.
Can you pat my hand? Okay, thank you. Can you do it one more time? Because I have OCD.
So you need to do it twice.
Yes.
Yeah, you got to have the OCD with the Tourette's.
Sorry, this is my friend Gina.
That's something that we learned from TLC. We can't
Yeah, is
just
that
have
always
Tourette's.
the case?
It's turning into that. If you want a
Package
career,
deal?
yeah, if you want a career on TV, you definitely have to do that. Mike, have you been following Balin at all?
No, I haven't kept up with the show. I think I watched the first 2 episodes.
Yeah, I got through, I think 4 or something like that. I haven't been following it, but I have to tell you, she seems like she's doing well. It seems like it's getting traction. I hear about it. I see people talking about her a lot. It seems like something's happening. I could be wrong.
Early on, we were tagged in a fair amount of tweets. That it
Yep.
doesn't mean the show's popular, but it was getting like good press, I think.
For sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
TLC's done a good job marketing it, if nothing else.
So this is a joke.
She's an Evansville Uber driver, and
my
she's
God.
on TikTok, and she has Tourette's, and she educates and does.
I mean, that's.
So she does have
oh
Tourette's.
my
She does have Tourette's.
Yeah, I do have Tourette's, and you know.
I was like, are we almost there?
All right, enough you cackling twats. Jesus.
I don't buy any of this.
You think it's fake?
Oh, yeah. This is
I
all
did too,
attention.
and I was kind of biting my tongue because I thought we were maybe getting somewhere. But yeah, I think it's a setup as well.
Yeah, this is
I
all
agree with
attention shit that people do now. All right, since we're on Instagram, we got to talk about your buddy Keenan Bank.
Yes.
For people who aren't initiated, do you want to give a quick background?
Well, he's back. Someone, I forget the gentleman's name, Bush Wookie, I think, if I remember right, said, I actually know this guy, and he infuriates me. So you guys need to look into him. And I've become obsessed with him. So he does these good deeds. I couldn't confirm. I wanted to send you the clip, but I couldn't 100% tell if it was Keenan. But Luis J. Gomez watched one of these videos the other day, and it was similar. And he's like, just talking about how much these guys annoy him.
Yeah.
But basically, Keenan Bank goes up to unassuming people and says, hey, can you give me $5? And they're like, here you go. And he's like, what made you give me $5? And they're like, you asked for it? And he's like, I'm just kidding. Here's $20. And they're like, I'm good. And then the video ends. So.
Yep. I was almost going to cut you off, but I'm glad that I let you go through the explanation.
Yeah.
When you say he does good deeds for people,
Yeah.
I mean, the best deed I've seen him do so far is give someone a generous tip, but not an outrageous tip where the person was like, no, you can't. They're just like, okay, cool, thanks. You know?
He's giving out dollar bills in a world where those are essentially pennies. You know, like well, we got rid of the penny, and he's giving out maybe the lowest form of currency.
He's Canadian. So when he gives out $5 or something, people are just like, all right, whatever. You know, it doesn't even get him a sandwich at Wendy's. They're just
No one even wants cash on them anymore. It's kind of inconvenient.
All right. Well, this one you labeled, what a pain in the ass.
Yeah. But by the way, he does these like in spurts where like he'll take months off, and then he uploaded like 8 videos in the last 3 days. So he uploads them all at once. I think some of these are from Christmas, but he's doing the same thing to a bunch of different people. And these are, I guess, the best reactions that he got.
Let me read what he wrote next to this video on Instagram. He said, I tried to buy pizza and this happened. And then a watery eye emoji, heart emoji, hashtag pizza, hashtag store, hashtag kindness, hashtag food. And let's watch.
The end this happened is a big social media thing now where if nothing happens in your video, just write that.
Yep. Wait till the end.
Yeah.
You won't believe number 7. Right.
So hungry. Haven't eaten in 2 days. Haven't eaten in 2 days. How much for this pizza?
It's for $5.64.
$5 enough? No? Oh, there's tax.
$5.
No tax?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Why did you help me there? That was really nice.
That's fine.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Have a good day.
Hi, sorry.
Yeah.
Could I return this actually? I realized I have to take a cab home.
Yeah, you can return it. No worries.
Sorry about that.
It's totally.
That's the worst part. He's being such a pain in the ass to this poor guy. He's like, okay, I realize I have to take a cab home. It's like, all right, sad sack. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. Yes, you can.
And if I'm this guy, I'd be like, well, you took it out of the store, so no. Like, legally, I can't take it back. I don't know what you could have done to it.
Good point. Yes.
Sorry about that.
It's totally fine.
I didn't realize. I was gonna walk, but it's so cold.
Can you just put it in the bag?
Appreciate it. Hey, what's your name?
Ankur.
I'm Keenan. I realized I do have another bill. Give you a $20 tip.
Oh no, it's fine, sir.
Why not?
No, it's good. You can have it because you will need it, right? You have not eaten for like 2 days, right?
Yeah.
So you will need.
Remember the lie you told me?
I know. It to you.
That's the other thing too. Like he sets this whole thing up with this blatant lie, and then, well, can you believe someone did something nice for me? He's like, well, yeah, you told me you were down on your luck.
Starving and had no money. Didn't have $5 to your name.
Yeah.
How about I give you 5 at least?
Yeah,
That's the least I can do.
Okay, thank you, buddy.
Thank you.
Trust to God.
Okay. What did this accomplish?
It showed people that if you go into a store and lie to the guy about being really hungry, he might be like, just take it. It's fine.
It was literally 64 cents was the amount of money he was off. And the guy's like, yeah, it's fine. I got it. 64 cents. And he's like, why were you so kind to me? He's just like, because it was 64 fucking cents, man.
And it's also kind of shitting on the alternative is there's an employee there that goes like, hey man, I'm not the boss here. I have to plug this into the system. The way our computer system works, I have to ring up specific items and the amount in my register has to match the amount at the end of the day. So there's honestly nothing I can do for you because this is a cashless world. I can't take it out of my tip jar anymore, unfortunately.
Right.
So it's not like shitheads aren't marking down the price for random strangers. There are rules in place.
And he's just fucking with this guy. Yeah. The guy's just like, all right, I sold you this thing and I was going to get the difference. And then I had to return it. And then you want to give me $20. And that's kind of insulting. Do you think I need $20? And he forced him to take $5. The guy's like, all right, I'll take your $5, whatever.
And I don't know if this guy has the same level of anxiety I do, but when he comes back into the store and goes, hey, why'd you give this to me?
Ugh.
I'm thinking, oh, fuck. This is a guy. He's gonna rob me, or there's something happening here. You know what I mean? Like, so you're just causing this guy grief for no reason.
Right. You didn't sign up for any of this shit. Well, here's another one. And you call this actively annoying people. Let me read the description that he wrote. He says, I tried to pay it forward and this happened. Hashtag kindness, hashtag be kind.
How much for skibbity juice?
What's that?
Like, I just need like some juice. My sugar's really low. Okay. You guys sell juice? Maybe just orange.
Juice like this?
Yeah. That's perfect.
He's in a fucking convenience store that has coolers as far as you can see. And he goes, you guys sell juice here? And the guy's like, yeah. Did you even look yet?
Can you get it for me?
Yeah, it's a whole fucking cooler full of juice if you want.
Peasant.
How much is the skibbity juice? He's just like, they're all labeled over there if you want to go look. I don't know what specific brand you're looking for. It's
what's weird about this, and this is what Luz was talking about, was a video where it's like just showing someone being good. And his point was like it's actually not that great a thing because you're doing it for like social media engagement. It's not really adding actual positivity to the world. This guy is worse because he's adding nothing. There's no good deed here.
There's no good deed being done, and he's just annoying these employees who just have to do their job.
He's a detriment to society.
Correct. And this music is not fooling me. The music makes you think that like something amazing is happening. It's heartwarming. You're supposed to go, oh, society
There's a
good.
soldier coming back from war. Meeting his daughter. Yeah.
Awesome.
Just give me $3.
How much is it?
$3. How much you have?
I only have 2.
It's okay. Go ahead.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's okay.
I can go look for change somewhere.
Don't worry, drink it.
Oh, thank you, man.
Saying your sugar is low, drink it.
Hey, why did you help me there? That was nice.
Oh, no problem. It's okay. Don't worry.
I actually had a bill on me.
Bill?
Yeah.
It's okay. Don't worry.
Can I give you a $20 tip?
No, it's okay. Don't worry. I'm good.
Please
Don't
get
worry.
out.
Seriously?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you.
Oh, if you had
all of these videos, the same thing happens. The guy goes, hey, can I give you $20? They always go, no.
Right, because like I said, the guy's got to be thinking like, something's happening here. This guy is fucking with me.
Yes.
I'm not taking his money because God knows what that leads to.
Right. There's two things at play right here. One is this guy's already being a menace. If I take his money, then what does that turn into?
Right.
And what kind of scheme does he have going? But the other one is $20 is not that much money.
Right. And it's not worth it for whatever hassle could, because I'm thinking, especially if I'm this guy who's probably an old school foreign guy, he's not thinking, oh, this is a social media trend. He's thinking like, this guy gives me $20. He seems like the type of guy that's going to be like, hey, remember you owe me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that's all this fucking guy's thinking.
That's what I'd be thinking.
Yeah.
one message to the world, what would that be?
Peace.
Why do we need more peace?
Why?
Yeah.
We've never had it. There's always trouble all over the world.
What do you
Why
think, you fucking asshole?
What a fucking follow-up question. What would you want for the world? Peace. Really? Weird. Why? Like,
I like that this guy's aggravated. He's like, why?
I don't know. I guess bombs exploding and blowing people's body parts every which way is kind of depressing to me. Is that a good answer? I don't know. What do you want?
I wonder, I was going to say earlier, I wonder how many videos he discards, like how many videos he films that he's like, oh, I didn't get the reaction I wanted. But then if you look at these two videos, probably none. Like we probably see all of them.
These are not the reactions you want. These people are just like, I don't need your money. Whatever. Beat it. Gotcha.
We waited what happened and there was nothing.
Well, can I maybe pay it forward and pay for the person behind me?
Oh, this is
I want to pay it
hilarious.
forward today. Can I?
So now another guy walks up to the register and the guy goes, hey, I want to pay it forward. Here's $20.
Yeah.
And here's another guy just wants to be fucking left alone.
Give you $20?
Nope.
Why not?
Give it to somebody who needs it.
I'm winning right now. I don't need $20.
Donate it to someone who needs it.
Hey, you won? Congrats.
What?
How big?
Oh, big. Like always.
This guy who's playing lottery, by the way, who is like, I don't need it. Whatever. I give a winning ticket. I don't need it. Give it to someone who needs it. Refuses to look over at Keenan. Does not want to make eye contact. Doesn't want anything to do with him. Like literally, this is a guy that if he stays there too long, they'll tell him to leave the store.
Yes.
He's a problem.
It's a pro. That's exactly right. I'm doing the same. If I'm in line, I'm straightforward. I don't want him to involve me at all. I want to buy my items and get the fuck out of there. I went to the store to purchase things, so I don't need his $20. I had enough money when I walked in there. Unlike him, for whatever reason, when he's like, man, I don't have any money. Can I have it for free?
I just realized whether someone is asking me for $20 or asking if I want $20, neither person do I want to make eye contact with.
No, it's the inconvenience. You're a stranger who's trying to engage with me, and I'm suspicious as to why.
Yes.
How big?
Oh, big. Like always.
$2?
See, I was.
That should be 2,000.
That's how it ends.
What does that even mean? That should be 2,000.
How does he figure out a way that no one ever takes his $20? He goes to the mall. He talks to people who are just walking around, hands him $20. They're always just like, nope. Do we know what he looks like?
I don't think he ever shows himself in his video. I haven't gone back far enough, so I could be wrong. But
I'm curious.
Yeah,
what's going on with that? Because whatever he's putting out there, people want nothing to do with it.
Yeah, there's even one. The closest he's come to doing good was he bought 30 burgers for homeless people, and I assume passed them out. But in the video, he does the same bullshit where he's like, how much are they? Does that include tax? Like, he's trying to work some free angle so that he can say, hey, here's an extra $10.
Right. And no one that he's talking to needs charity or wants it.
Well, they all have jobs. He's going to their work.
and then when he's just like, wow, you're willing to give me 64 cents? They're like, yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
And I guarantee
you said you needed it. Remember? You said you were starving and you had diabetes or whatever the fuck you insinuated.
Right. No one ever goes home to their spouse and goes, you'll never believe what happened today. I gave this guy a drink that was $3. I let him have it for $2. Can you believe that? Like, these aren't even interesting things that happen to him during the day.
No.
None of this is like a memorable experience for anyone. And Keenan Bank is recording this like, this is going to get millions of views.
Yeah, I'm just thinking now if I should go to Chick-fil-A and just pay for the next person's order. I could be a celebrity.
As long as you take credit for it and go up to their face and be like, I just paid for your sandwich.
Well, I wouldn't do it for any other reason.
Right. By the way, sir, I just want you to know I paid for your sandwich. It was me who did that for you. Pretty amazing, right?
Asshole.
I know. Fuck off. I came here with enough money to pay for my sandwich. I'm good.
And by the way, Keenan, if you ever see this video and you're like, oh my God, they called me an asshole, you did that to us.
That's
you brought
right.
negativity into the world.
All right, let's get some positivity by going over to YouTube.
I'll stop the show and watch YouTube.
I'm glad that you found our boy King Cobra.
Yeah.
To see what he's up to.
Check in.
Yes, it's been a minute, and I always love seeing King Cobra.
Well, so it's said he was banned, or not banned. He has a 2-month suspension, I think, from YouTube.
2 months? Fuck.
I couldn't really figure out why. Well, he told me. He told me and the rest of his viewers. It's just the trolls reporting him. I don't know what he did that YouTube would have agreed to that, but I think it's like the second strike on his channel, unfortunately.
Oh, that sucks. Well, 2 months is a long time to be banned. This is a whole other conversation. I don't know if we need to have right now.
Yeah.
But like Kevin Brennan got a week suspension recently. So did Aaron Imholt.
Yeah.
Got a week suspension. This is a weird system. This is like high school, like in-school suspension or at home with your little kids timeout scenario.
Yeah, do we ever know what it is? Like, did they ever send an email like, hey, just so you know, if you do this again, that's when you get suspended? Like, there's no warning system. We don't know what the rules are.
But I guess more to so it's like Cardiff Electric got banned from YouTube permanently.
Yeah.
And then Aaron does something and he gets a week suspension and Kevin gets a week.
Cobra's 2 months.
King Cobra gets 2 months. So someone's like doling out these punishments at YouTube. But what does it do for YouTube? If I have a show and I go live every day, and then so like Aaron and Kevin, I go live every day, and even Cardiff too, he wasn't every day, but he's going on doing his show people know about.
Yeah.
And then it's gone. And then a certain percentage of people just go, oh, the show is not anymore. Or whatever. They find something else to watch and they like that better. Like, how does that help you? Like, what is that doing for YouTube? I don't understand this whole punishment aspect.
Because even if there's something in the video that could get YouTube in trouble in some way, shape, or form,
that wouldn't help.
Take the video down.
Right. Like, why does punishing people for a week or something? Like, well, I'll tell you what, you won't make any money off videos for a week. You're like, oh.
Yeah,
okay.
They think they're we're us lessons, but we're already shitheads. If we're not going to learn from YouTube. If we're shitheads, we already are shitheads.
I got to think about this. Is there any other? So typically in our society anyway, law enforcement and the judicial system is what hands out punishments to people. And now we have the court of YouTube handing out punishment. I guess maybe just Twitter. I guess Twitter does this too. It's just a weird thing to get a 1 week ban from something or a 2 month ban. I don't know what you accomplish
with no real straight across the board system, you know?
No, there's never a hearing. You never get to plead your case. I mean, you can certainly go in and fight it, but like with Cardiff, they're just like, yeah, we reviewed it. Nope. Channel's gone forever. He's like, oh, okay. Never talks to
Hashtag
anyone.
free Cobra.
Never talks to anyone in person. All right, sorry. I've just been thinking about that lately. I'm like, this is a weird system that we have.
It would be great. It would be great if this sparked us fighting for King Cobra and getting his channel back. And
Yes.
there's like kind of news stories around what we did for him. And like when Cardiff got suspended, we never even really thought about it. We were like, oh, I guess he's gone.
That's hilarious.
We're champions for Cobra.
Free Cobra on the picket lines. Every day we're starving ourselves like Gandhi.
Doing interviews. What's happening is wrong.
That's hilarious. And Carter's just like, what the He's over on Rumble just going, what the fuck? What's going on here? But no, I liken it, and maybe you're too young for this. I liken it to Eddie Vedder and the Ticketmaster whole thing going on in the 90s, where he was trying to take them to task and figure out why they were charging so much for fees and things.
That's still happening. Eddie Vedder did nothing for that cause, apparently.
Correct. It actually has worked. It did nothing at all.
Yeah.
As, same with Metallica versus file
Napster?
sharing or whatever.
Oh, yeah,
Napster. But this could be our cause, Mike.
Yes. Cobra, we've got your back, buddy.
All right.
We're taking to the streets.
Let's get right to it, Cobra.
Yes.
It's the weekend. And I'm going to give the fellas out there some tips.
Good. I need some tips from King Cobra. I just want to point out real quick, this is from the Boglum Chronicles.
Yes.
YouTube.
They do a great job of making
Phenomenal
Cobra
job.
palatable.
Yes.
On how to pick up chicks and have more confidence in yourself. Women like things that smell good.
Mm-hmm.
And tactical soap is like wearing confidence on your skin. And that's going to be the segue to our first set of rules. Is chicks dig confidence. I've been rejected by every chick I've liked since the 4th grade.
So why are you giving out advice, King Cobra?
Well, hold on. They turn things around.
Why are you doling out advice?
Yeah, that
Ladies
doesn't
like.
stop me from trying.
Yeah, but that's just pathetic.
Well, there's a little, if I could correct Josh. He said, chicks dig confidence. I have confidence, and I've been rejected by every girl in my entire
Right.
life. But I still try, and they still reject me. That would almost be an argument for girls don't like confidence. They like
Correct.
impish, based on this study.
Or, and I'm going to throw this out there, it's possible that he's faking confidence and he's not fooling anyone.
He fooled one person.
Okay.
And the attitude I have towards chicks who reject me is that they're not hot enough or bad enough to tame this rock star.
Away, Josh.
You know what girls like even more than confidence? Employment.
Tactical soap. Oh.
No. Employment. A guy who has something going on in his life, makes a little bit of money, is important in what he does.
I think he's going to tell us about that. You're going to eat your words in a little bit. But I like the idea of thinking of the people at Tactical Soap, whatever that is. I don't know if that's the brand or the kind of soap it is. I like to think of them like calling like Clooney and then going down the list. And then they're like, do you think King Cobra would type us up?
The marketing assistant runs into the office. We got one.
Because he
We got
did
an
it like
influencer.
he did it like an ad read. He's like Tactical Soap because women love confidence.
Yes. I noticed something when I was watching this video today, is that King Cobra is a lol cow, but very similar to like the whack packers from the Howard Stern show.
Mm-hmm.
What I mean by that is that he knows he's getting a lot of attention and it's not positive attention, and he loves it.
Oh, yes, he does.
He wouldn't have it any other way.
No, and I've said this many times when we've covered King Cobra, is that like of all the lol cows we talk about, all these people, he has the best perspective on it. I mean, he's misguided at times.
Well,
but he's far more aware of what's happening than John, Opie, John Cirasani, Daniel Alexander. Like of all those seemingly functional people, this man with Asperger's handles it by far the best.
All right, put a pin in the Opie conversation. He's coming up in a little bit.
Okay.
And I have some thoughts on that.
All right.
But all right, I'll put a pin in that. Let's see. This is the Cobra method.
Yes.
Is like I went 6 years without having a girlfriend, and I waited patiently and stuck to my guns, and everyone gave me shit about it.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Is this Chad Zumock again? What's going on?
Hey.
Oh, no, this is King Cobra. Okay, sorry. I got confused for a second.
Honest guys.
Very similar content.
Calling me an incel, calling me telling me the only way I'll get laid is if I do disgusting things that I'm against, kind of thing.
Oh, what is Chad Zumock? Oh, no. I'm sorry. This is King Cobra. I'm sorry. My bad.
Just bullying me for hating sickos and not getting laid, kind of thing. And I said, fuck them all.
Yeah.
And look what happened. I got laid after waiting patiently.
Wait, Josh.
Now, my last girlfriend may not have been the best choice.
No.
Jess, I'm not going to want to say her name, but
right.
Jessica's got mental problems.
I gotta hear that again.
I like the levels. He already said her name, Jess. And then he goes, no, you're not going to get me. But anyways, nope. Jessica, that bitch.
Jess, I'm not going to want to say her name, but Jessica's got mental problems, man. Yep. And I truly feel sorry for her.
So I love this, that he's putting it out there. He's like, guys, I have advice for you. The weekend's coming up. Everyone wants to get their dick wet. Don't worry, I got you covered. Now, I had a game plan. My game plan was, I'm going to go 6 years of just a dry penis and not a chick in sight. But then, after those 6 years, it all pays off. Because then I'm going to get a psycho bitch who tries to ruin my life.
If you lather yourself in tactical soap and fake confidence, in 6 years, you can fuck an insane woman from the internet.
Oh, my God. I can't even imagine what she smelled like either.
Well, I think the house, it may have mixed well with the other
that's true. Yeah.
There, you know, I've seen some of the things he eats.
That's the kind of blindness you want, the nose blindness.
Yeah.
On that. All right. So that's his strategy is just wait it out, wait till the right person comes along. And then when the right person comes along, she turns out to be the wrong person in every single way.
Yeah.
But
he got it in though.
He is living the life.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody wants to give me shit and tell me to get a fucking job. And it's like, well, here's the thing of it. I have a successful wand business.
Whoa,
you think of that, dickhead?
Oh, shit, I didn't realize it's a successful wand business.
That feels like Mad Libs. Like I never thought that sentence would exist.
I know. I just wrote down in my notes, wand business? What is that? Like, that's not going to get you any pussy. Talking about, I'm a pretty successful entrepreneur. I have a wand business. Like, all right, well, I'm going to go hang out with my friends over here. Good talking to you.
I got a sweet thing going with customized girl t-shirts, and I sell my music through Deathbed Tapes. Yeah. And then I get the occasional generous donation from my fans, plus the cameo shout-outs.
All right, so if you combine all of those revenue streams, you get 0.0.
I think he's kind of like you. You have your music, your hot sauce, your podcast. The big three. Wands are his hot sauce.
I forgot about my lucrative hot sauce business.
Yeah.
Maybe he sold out of wands as well, so he stopped talking about them. I don't know.
So I make honest money doing what I love to do. It's just being here for my fans. And she refuses to admit she's got problems, and she refuses to work on herself. She's just insufferable.
Right.
And I'm done talking about her.
Good. You're done.
I will say this.
I mean, perfect. I'm done talking about that.
God
bitch.
is intervening. His body is rejecting him about to talk about it.
But I will say this.
Me. Jessica Boyle is like all of my worst characteristics and traits combined into one person.
That's amazing. First, he goes, I'm never going to mention her name again. Now he's going full name. I don't want to talk about her, but I will say this.
I am done. I'm so over it. And another thing.
All of the worst traits combined into one person. So failing mental health, alcoholism, delusion, bad decision-making, questionable hygiene. Is that what he's talking about when he's talking about Jessica as ex?
Among other things, I suspect, yes.
Okay. That's what I figured.
This poor bastard. You know, I only know from the clips that Boglum Chronicles gives us. So I don't know the full extent of his show, but every time I watch Josh, he's like, I ain't talking about that bitch no more. And for a year, the next sentence is, here's what Jessica's been up to.
Yep.
I think these two kids are in love. They're going to get back together.
Well, yeah, it's great. It's what we're here for. I mean, that's what we want to see. So
absolutely,
it's fine. It's like when Blind Mike says, "I'm done talking about stuttering John Melendez." You know, it's
that's
a
exactly
very similar kind of thing.
Just as messy and smelly.
I got a note from Bugle Me This. I got an email. Turned me on to. You familiar with Bubba the Love Sponge?
I am, yes. One of the top 3 radio guys of all time with Anthony Cumia and Aaron Imholt.
Correct. According to Aaron Imholt, he's one of the best
big
broadcast. Yeah, the big 3 of broadcasting right there. And so Bubba, he's had an interesting career. He was huge in Tampa, wherever he is in Florida. Yeah. And then he got hired to be the afternoon guy on Howard's channel on Sirius. Mm-hmm. And for a long time, he was doing the afternoon slot, and then he was let go from there, and they just decided, like, oh, we just play Howard all day long. That does way better, which is not a great thing for someone's ego to find that out. Like, oh, a rerun of Howard's better than me? All right. And so he's bounced around. He's got some trouble with, obviously, Hulk Hogan.
Yes.
Banging his wife. He did a thing with the ratings book that got him out of trouble in radio. We have to go through the whole thing. He recently did a content house that reviewed on WATP.
That was good, at least.
That was great. He's really hitting his stride with that.
Yeah.
But now he's doing this taste testing thing. I don't know if he thinks he's the Dave Portnoy of fast food or something.
Oh, interesting.
But he's doing this taste testing thing. And so Bugle Me This sent me an email and said that this was WATS worthy. He's going to a Taco Bell. And so I was watching this video, and a few things I wanted to point out about it.
Okay. Everybody knows the rules.
Man, talk about absolute bullshit for $9.11. And don't, now mind you, I didn't get a drink.
So he pulled all the food out of the bag, and he's showing it on a paper plate. He's in his car. His wife or girlfriend or whoever is filming this. His dog's in the back. And he's showing what he has here, and immediately upset about how much it cost.
How many items, can I ask?
So there's technically 3 items.
Okay. That doesn't seem that crazy, but all right.
One of the items has 2 churros in it.
Okay.
He's got a side of cheese sauce.
Hey, you can thank Biden for that. Am I right, gang? You know, that's what inflation gets you.
Look.
He's showing the receipt close up.
Birthday churro gimmick was $2.99. The steak queso sliders were $4.59. So it puts me at no drink.
Oh, he's dyslexic. That was $5.49, not $4.59. That's interesting.
Why is he obsessed with the drink element of this?
Because he's so concerned that even without a drink, it costs $9.11, Mike.
He's very passionate about that specific part, that he doesn't have a beverage with this.
This is the main thing about this whole video that he put on.
But does he realize the drink would add to the price?
Correct.
You know? Like,
yeah, he points that out.
No matter what, the drink would add to the price.
Yeah. He points it out. He goes, it would have been $11 if I had gotten a drink.
Yeah, I know, but you don't have to keep emphasizing it, I guess. I'm
Oh, no, he does. He does.
Right. So it puts me at no drink.
Yeah,
puts me at $8.48. 63-cent tax put me at $9.11.
Oh.
$10 for that.
Okay, so this is called Bubba's Food Review, Taco Bell's new Crunch Wrap Sliders. And he has 2 of these steak Crunch Wrap sliders that he's going to try. And it starts off with just talking about how, well, geez, this is kind of expensive.
Well, in order for this to work, though, you'd have to then go to Chipotle or Moe's and go, and I got these items here for only this much. Otherwise, things are expensive now.
Some kind of comparison would be helpful, for sure.
Yeah, right.
But also, a food review, especially at a fast food place, I'm not price conscious. Like, is it good? Should I go get it?
$9 does not invoke the reaction I think you want. You're not like, what?
Right. Like that weirdo who dresses up really nice and then eats like a cheeseburger from a place.
Yeah.
I forget what his name is. Does he ever talk about the price and complain about it? I think he just like eats the burger.
But if he did talk about it and said, "Hey, this cheeseburger was $43,"
right?
You
Yeah.
go, holy shit!
Yeah. Whoa. The Wagyu beef. What's going on there? All right. So this continues.
I don't need any of that. This looks like a new. This looks pretty fucking pathetic. These are these new steak sliders.
All right, takes a big bite here. To get the chewing.
I mean,
dipping some more
I
in the
don't
sauce.
need to eat two. I'll just eat one. I mean, they're pretty good. A little spicy, but
He's coming around. $9 ain't so bad anymore.
Yep.
No. If I had gotten a drink.
What is with this?
Again,
obsessed with that element.
That's the part that he can't get over. He's like, okay, let me try this thing. It's way too much fucking money. Dips in the cheese, eats. He goes, oh, that's pretty fucking good. That's pretty fucking good.
That's a $9 burrito.
Yeah, but he's still complaining about the costs. Like now, but still, $9.11 seems like a lot.
They have meals. You could have gotten a drink.
Also, I don't know if he realizes this. Employees make $15 an hour. That's why it's so expensive to buy fast food. They made a big ruckus. And they got a pay raise for everyone.
If you're the only guy that comes in the middle of the day at that hour, they've lost money still.
Right. Yes. It's very true. All right. So now he eats his dessert. Oh, by the way, at a certain point, I'm not going to play it on here because it's more of a visual thing. I put it in the thumbnail. Okay. He feeds his dog by putting the food in his mouth, and the dog comes over and eats it out of his mouth.
Crazy guy.
I'm not into that sort of thing, but a lot of pet owners are, whatever. He finally eats his dessert. Now, the dessert is a Milk Bar birthday cake churro.
Jesus.
This
feels like something you do at the beginning of your career when you don't know who you are yet, not the end. You don't become the food review guy.
You don't think Bubba the Love Sponge? You know, this actually reminds me. Of course, we talk about John Sarasani on this show from time to time. And my buddy Alex Stein reached out to me and goes, hey, just so you know, John Sarasani is a great guy. I also got a similar note from Alex Stein about Bubba the Love Sponge. Oh, really? Now that I think about it, yeah.
He's just fucking with you. He loves all these people.
He's probably just fucking with me. All right. So let's see what he thinks about this dessert.
I don't need any of that.
Wait, I think that's the link I just hit. Yes, it is. All right. Let me grab this one.
But like you mentioned Portnoy, and Portnoy started that when he was unknown and just built up an audience to where like people want to hear his opinion on pizza now for whatever reason. Bubba the Love Sponge, people have listened to for different things.
Right.
And are not now like, well, what does he think about chorizo? Like, no one gives a fuck.
Also, I don't watch every video that Portnoy puts out about pizza. Does he ever go, can you believe this was $7.50?
No, there's some element of entertainment to it. That's the other crucial part.
Yeah, that's an important part of it.
Now I got to have here. Rich Crick, you're going to want one of these.
Hands one to his wife.
These are like...
Takes a bite. Obviously, you can tell. You can hear it. A lot of chewing. A lot of
these are
crunching.
pretty damn good.
Mm-hmm.
These are pretty strong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What was the price on these? $3.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if worth $3, but
You just said they're good. This is the thing that's crazy to me, Mike. He ate the slider, and then he ate this dessert thing, and both of them he goes, "Oh, this is pretty fucking good." First off, I didn't even bring this up before, but eating steak at Taco Bell, you're doing it wrong. It's not a place you order steak, so that's stupid.
Do you have the prime rib? How's that?
No, it's not great. I don't recommend it. The crab tacos, I wouldn't recommend. So he's eating this food, and he's going, "Oh, this is great. This is really good." But he keeps complaining about the price. I've never eaten something that I thought was delicious and went, yeah, but $3 is too much. $3.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I could see you saying, well, I don't know if it was worth $38, but it was good.
Right. Yeah, right. Not $3. Be like, this is pretty good. I'll pay $3 in the future to eat this again.
Is he aware? I was joking about it earlier, but like, is he aware things cost more now everywhere? Like, does he think it should be what, $2.50? Like, what's the price he would set it at?
That's a great question. Because I've never.
What are we quibbling over? 40
Right.
cents? Like, what's the amount?
Yeah.
Big?
As you know, I was on vacation with Trucker Andy and some other friends this past week. We went to some restaurants that, there's some pretty expensive things, and
pish posh.
No one was complaining about it. But when you talk about hundreds of dollars for a meal, you might have that conversation around that.
Yes.
When it's under $10, I can't even imagine bringing up the fact of
But
how
not much under
costs.
10. Not that much under.
I can't imagine having a conversation with anyone about that. But what do I know? All right, let's get caught up.
Yay, super chats.
Guys, thank you so much for tuning into the show live. We appreciate you. We appreciate when you participate in the show. You can do that at supertip.gg/WATP. Like our buddy Koof coming with $5.
Thank you for not killing yourselves over having to listen to those giggling Uber women.
I like that Dick's participating in the show now. It's fun.
Yes.
And Warren coming in with $5.
When are we getting super tips on the creep off? You could have a voice for every Hall of Famer.
Yeah, thank you, Vinny Paulino. I told you over a year ago to get that going. I don't know what's taking so long.
Is he resistant?
No, he's not. He was all for it. I don't know why this is. I don't understand what's going on with that. I'll have to yell at him when I see him tomorrow for our bonus show on the creep off. Stewie Felt $5 says, I've got a feeling KB will be doing the self neck lift in the near future. Oh, all right. Well,
I don't have
we don't want to get our channel taken down for 7 days, so let's not talk about that. Killer Beehive $5 says, please have Drunken Peasants on to cover King Cobra with you. Cobes is friends with the host, and DP's been covering him since he was a hatchling. Oh, we can reach out to those guys. Yeah, we can do something with them.
Yeah.
That'd be great to hear someone's perspective who's knows a lot more of the lore.
Yes, they could teach us some of the backstory. Because I am curious how a guy like that, like with Opie and Stuttering John, like how we found them is kind of obvious. They were public figures already.
Right.
How do you find King Cobra? I guess we did with Woke Dad.
I was gonna say you did.
But he had a following already when I found him. Not doing what we did to him, but like he did have some follow. Who's the first guy that finds Josh? You know?
Yeah, that's a good point. And then how do you bring him to the masses? How does it catch on?
Yeah.
Speaking of Woke Dad, I have some very interesting things coming up about Woke Dad. Our boy Record Lover has been buying mugs from him.
Oh, maybe he's involved in one of our stories.
Stewie Felt $2 says, I have worked with several dudes like this. And that came in 13 minutes ago. So
Cobra? You work at a wine shop?
Maybe. Oh, maybe he's talking about the
Keenan
Bank. And then Stewie Felt again with $5 says, the only dessert I liked from Taco Bell was the Choco Taco. I mean, you can't go wrong
was that
with
a
Choco
Taco Bell item though?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a new item they have, the Milk Bar Birthday Cake Churro.
Oh, because Choco Tacos, they used to have like just regular ice cream. I remember school ice cream, we had Choco Tacos.
Oh, yeah. Choco Tacos exist outside of Taco Bell. I'm sorry.
Gotcha.
But they did sell them at Taco Bell at one point. And there's
how much?
There's nothing to complain about except for the price
right.
with Choco Tacos. All right. While we're on YouTube, this is breaking news. Tim Dillon, I'm a huge fan. I believe you are as well.
Yes.
I've gone to see Tim Dillon do stand-up a couple of times. I'm a big fan of his podcast. And he had guests on the show today. This is just a few hours ago this dropped.
Yeah, I've not heard this yet.
My buddy Joe, Trucker Andy's brother, sent me a note about this. And I don't know. I think this is a big deal. I think this is a scoop. I just want to show you Tim Dillon introducing his guests on the show.
Okay.
And today, we're having our most controversial guest of all time. These people have said things that I not only disagree with, but I find disgusting and repulsive. But I believe, because of my commitment to free speech, that they should be heard. They say wild things, and they take no responsibility for it. At the end of the day, the Tim Dillon Show prides ourselves in sitting down with people, no matter how sick and twisted and deranged their ideas happen to be. And with that, here's the program. Thank you guys for coming on. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
I appreciate it. No, of course. You guys have wild takes. You say crazy stuff. You know, you don't take responsibility for a lot of what you say. You throw stuff out there. You don't care. Are they facts? Are they opinions? It doesn't matter. And do you guys ever feel the responsibility to back up what you say, or do you're just throwing out wild stuff?
I'd say there's a little bit of thought process, but it's really just chucking whatever comes up from here.
Yeah.
Just out.
If I said best breakfast cereal, Honey Nut Cheerios, what do you say to that?
No.
What do you mean no?
That's like bottom tier.
Yeah. That's right. It's the MD Foodie Boys are showing up on Tim Dillon Show. We introduced these guys on Who Are These Podcasts a month or two ago. These are these teenagers, these high school kids who do a show about foods. And it's 4 of them that sit around a table. It's very well produced.
Oh.
And these guys have a lot of takes. I know Barstool guys have picked up on them.
Yeah.
They're blowing up. Let's hear their take on Honey Nut Cheerios here, because I'm actually with Tim Dillon on this. I think that might be the best breakfast cereal.
Okay.
They disagree.
Bottom tier? Honey Nut Cheerios, the famous bee.
That's like, are we in like the 60s? Like, do we have any other, what is it like?
We're not, first of all, we're not in the 60s. That's an ageist comment that's been made. That's ageism. Now, so tell me what you think the best breakfast cereal is if it's not Honey Nut Cheerios.
Toast Crunch.
Yeah.
What is it?
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
That is very good. All right.
Tim's like, all right, you're making some good points.
They do have hot takes. Oh, man, I'm going to have to listen to this.
I haven't had Cinnamon Toast Crunch in decades, but I will tell you that, man, those pieces of whatever it is lose all of the cinnamon and sugar very quickly in that milk.
I like that Tim Dillon had like Steve Bannon on the other day, and like JD Vance and RFK. Now he's got these guys,
the MD Foodie Boys. Well, if people aren't familiar, let me show you what the MD Foodie Boys do, because they have a TikTok, they have an Instagram, and they're constantly posting videos. I'll show you a couple examples. Some seriously hot takes going on. The MD Foodie Boys.
I like our school. I know you, Ryan, and Emmett. You guys like the orange chicken? That's a big thing at our school.
I hate it. I hate it so much.
Nacho Grande?
I like orange chicken.
Everybody hates on the meat. I like the meat for the Nachos Grande and the tacos.
I put the sour cream on and then the Texas Pete hot sauce.
I heard you're a big sour cream guy.
Oh yeah, very big.
Some like
how old are these
sometimes
kids?
Like they have like
I would imagine they're like 14, 15 years old.
Okay, they sound even younger almost.
Yeah, I'm bad with that sort of thing, but it's probably like in that range.
The meat like on the Nacho Grande, it like looks a little weird. It looks a little like gray.
Yeah.
The cheese too is like
the cheese like looks like plastic sometimes.
Like when it's in the thing behind the counter, it looks like plastic.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the Nacho Grandes, and I don't like sour cream either. I think it's got like a weird taste to it. It's pretty weird.
So that's the kind of hot takes you get from the MD Foodie Boys. What is the conspiracy that made these guys so popular?
That is very strange. I guess it's just funny to be like, are these guys crazy? Like, that's the only appeal I can see.
They take it very seriously. I'm going to play a couple more examples of this where they bring up a topic. This next one's about potato chips. And no one is just like, whatever. They're like, no. This is my opinion on potato chips.
It's going to be sad when one of these kids gets really political and is just like, he's red-pilled or something, you know?
That's hilarious. He's on Nick Fuentes' show.
Yeah.
They're going back and forth about the Jews.
Yeah, I remember when he talked about Pringles.
School chips are like, they like don't have
No, they
anything
have
on
them, but it's like reduced fat
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's not like much chips in the bags either.
Yeah.
Like
That's
90% air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Specifically, like, I don't even know. Like, sometimes I'll open a chip bag, not even just in school, and there'll be like a third of the chip bag of chips. Like, there'll be just not a lot of chips. It's weird.
Mike, that's a TikTok they put out. That's the entire thing. These last 2 videos I've shown you are TikToks. They get thousands and thousands of likes and comments and views on these things.
I don't fully get that, but I will say I think Tim Dillon should throw away everything and just do a show with them.
Well,
I actually think he's perfect for it.
You're beating me to the punch. I'm going to play one more video because this is what I don't like about these kids.
Okay.
Is that they have opinions on things, but they've never even tried it. They're not worldly like you and me are.
Sure.
And so they're talking about pineapple on pizza. Now, I don't want to hear your take on it yet.
Right.
Let's get these guys' take on it first.
How about Hawaii?
Pineapple on pizza?
Pizza. Never had it.
No, I've never had it, but I don't think it will be good.
I'd give it a shot, but like I'm not a big fan of like the vegetables being like cooked or like it's not a vegetable, but like fruit or vegetables being cooked is just like it's not. Maybe we need to try it on the next
Hawaiian pizza. Yeah, I don't think it'd be good, but I'd give it a shot. Yeah.
A lot of their takes are, I've never had that, but I don't know, probably isn't great.
What is the appeal?
I don't get it.
That's
It's
very
so weird.
interesting. Good for these kids that they were able to get out there, but Jesus.
All right, I'm going to say something controversial. We'll probably lose some subscribers, but I don't care. I got to be me. I got to be myself. I love pineapple on pizza.
Of course you do.
Oh fuck! All right, so you're not agreeing with me on this one.
Typical JDI, am I right, guys?
I mean, yeah. All right, I'll give you that. But I don't do it with ham, like a Hawaiian pizza. I do it with bacon. That is a cheat
bacon
code.
makes anything better. It'll be better with bacon, but not good.
Yes, that's a cheat code right there, guys. Go out and try a pizza with pineapple and bacon, and then tell me I'm wrong.
It's just too slimy and gross on. I have no interest. But you know, these guys handled it. I agree with what they said about it.
I also eat with a pizza cutter, so that might be part of it. I'm not handling this food. All right, so as you said, these kids with Tim Dillon seems like it would be fantastic.
Yes.
And you're right about that because this is him rolling with these dudes. I think he should be fifth mic.
Well, he's probably not afraid to hold their feet to the fire. These guys.
Right, yes. This is him just kind of bantering it up with these kids, and he's fantastic at it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And anyone who eats breakfast at Taco Bell should be in jail.
They do have good. Wait, no, that's Burger King. Never mind.
No, Burger King has French toast sticks.
Yeah, those things are good.
They were amazing. And in fact, in the 90s, when they came out with the French toast stick, Burger King literally changed the game. That led many years later to the McGriddle.
Really?
There's a direct line that you can draw from the Burger King French toast stick to the McGriddle.
Wow.
Yes. I'm just saying, I wrote my college thesis on it. I'm kidding. I didn't go to college. What is favorite ice cream flavor? I say chocolate chip cookie dough. Now, no name. I want you to answer. I know this one's the leader, and he kind of steers it a little bit. No name. I want you to answer best ice cream flavor.
Probably chocolate chip cookie dough or cookies and cream.
That is correct. Very good. McLovin, what do you say to that?
I think cookies and cream's the right answer here.
Cookies and cream is excellent, and it is up there. What about nonchalant?
Definitely cookie though.
Yeah, see, Perm, are you going to say something crazy like black raspberry and then steer everybody to that?
I like these. What happened to a good basic chocolate flavor?
No.
Like, can we not?
What are we in the 60s? What are we in the 50s now? A good basic chocolate flavor?
It's a test of time.
It's a test of time.
And
I feel like he's really like a 40-year-old guy who just looks like a little kid. Like, I think, you know that midget who remember that Russian midget who pretended to be a kid? Remember that whole thing? Anyway, what was it a midget? We don't know. They said it wasn't. The point is this. That's what I think he is. Sometimes he's too old for his age. The best.
Oh, he's the best.
It's fantastic. I can listen to riff with these kids.
He's great. Him doing a kid's show would be fantastic. But I'm glad he's not taking that guff. He's actually taking these kids to task.
Yes,
someone needs to.
He's not going to put up with that. Chocolate Ice cream. That's not the best flavor, you asshole.
Can I ask sort of a side question here? One of the
Please.
kids he referred to as McLovin.
Yes.
Did Superbad make it to this generation of kids?
Isn't that interesting? I the same thing. I was thinking the same thing because that's obviously a rated R comedy.
Right. I love that.
I love that too.
I was maybe a year or two older than them when I watched it. If they're 15, I was probably 16 or 17.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I love that. So you have Chub Perm is the main guy. He's the main host of it. And then you have Nonchalant, McLovin, and No Name are the four the guys on this show.
Very smart. Whoever their parents are, whoever suggested to do that, very smart. That they're not like. I mean, they are out there. Their faces are out there and shit. But to not fully expose them, like not put their private information out, I kind of respect that a little bit.
I do too. Something about how they're produced. I don't know who's behind it. Maybe it's out there. I haven't looked into it.
I'm sure they have some horrible. What's his name? The fucking the Costco guy.
Jerry Sandusky. Oh, you're talking about AJ.
Yes, I'm sure there's someone like that behind the scenes. That got
God. I hope not. For their sake, I hope it's not that.
Super chat now. God's gonna read a super chat. Super chat. Oh, come on now. Mike would do it, but he can't. Hey! Woo!
Supertip.gg/WATP KFT coming in.
Pineapple on pizza is for knickers.
All right. I don't know if that's true.
I wouldn't have said it that way, but sure.
All right. And KFT again.
People who eat pineapple pizza are homos. My partner likes to put an upside-down pineapple in her shopping carts for knickers to come back to our home and punish my poop shoot.
Sheesh.
All right. I mean, you guys are taking this in strange directions. I was just saying that there's some sweetness with the savory that I enjoy.
Their sentiment is correct.
It's a good combination.
I don't agree with the language.
All right. Stewie Felt with $10 says, I was in the Navy and I knew a guy that stabbed another guy over Cinnamon Toast Crunch after 90 days at sea.
Wow.
That's how good that cereal is? So these kids are onto something.
They should get this guy on the podcast to talk about it.
Right. Actually, that would be fascinating right there. Like, what's the best breakfast cereal? Oh, I've seen men murdered over this cereal.
I like the idea of them having like major guests, like Timothy Chalamet or something like that. They just have huge guests, but they don't stray from like, what do you guys think about like Gushers?
Yeah, Kieran Culkin comes out after winning the Oscar, and he's just like, Airheads, pretty delicious treat. What do you think? Yeah, that was another question that Tim Dillon asked. He goes, Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, the best candy ever, right? And they're like, maybe top 3. He's like, what? He was appalled by that. It's a very fun show. I recommend you watch it.
I like it, yeah.
Stewie Felt $5 says, I was in the Navy and I knew a guy stabbed someone over Golden Grams. No, I think you're making this up.
No, this seems fishy.
No, I think you're making this up. Tim could be the Cartman of this group. Yes, Tim could be the Cartman of this.
Yeah, exactly. The shit stir.
Tim is the wholesome Nickelodeon producer. Oh, gosh.
Wow.
I hope not. I hope that's not the case for Tim on this. All right, it's been too long. We got to head over to TikTok.
TikTok's a psyop by the Chinese to fuck up the minds of our youth and some other people too. So let's talk quite a lot about these TikTokers we stalk and know. Oh, TikTok fucking blows.
Opie is over on TikTok, as you know.
He is.
And one of the styles of TikTok videos, I don't see it as much these days, but it's been around for a long time, is you show a clip from another TikToker and then you react to it. Mm-hmm. And so what Opie does in this video is he shows a clip of Joe Rogan. Oh. You know, Opie's been trying really hard to get into the algorithm. People are looking up Joe Rogan like, I was friends with Joe Rogan. I got some takes on Joe Rogan. So he's got a hot take on Joe on this one. It's kind of a sick burn, actually, if I'm being honest about it.
Doesn't caffeine just make you feel like you're not tired?
Is this guy serious? Why else would you drink this?
That's Opie drinking a coffee.
But plenty of people say that it doesn't have that effect on them.
Well, Opie says that he drinks coffee not for the taste, for the caffeine.
I get it. But I'm saying there's actually a reason Joe would ask that. A lot of people say it's sort of a placebo effect. Like when you drink your coffee every day, you kind of get used to it. So it's not actually giving you more energy. It's just what you're telling yourself.
I mean, I recommend Magic Mind. MagicMind.co. Oh, sorry.
Obviously.
All right. This is going to get crazy right here because Opie, he's got a lot of hot takes. He's got a lot of interesting things to say.
Burning up already.
And he brings them to TikTok because he knows that that's the place to get the traction with the younger generation.
Of course.
Oh,
what happened?
And I should mention that he's on with Ron the Waiter. So this is an excerpt from his podcast, Opie Radio Podcast. He's promoting that. This is the conversation he's having with Ron the Waiter that is so important that he needs to bring it to TikTok.
I feel like he's probably...
God damn it, I hate how TikTok works. Hold on. I'm sorry, that was annoying.
I thought that was the thing Opie did.
What happened?
No, that was me.
What happened to Biden?
I feel like he's probably in bed eating green Jell-O, watching the Golden Girls.
Yeah, Biden definitely eats green Jell-O with fruit in it. What color do you think Trump eats? It's obvious. It's obvious.
It's the blood of it's blood red from the immigrants.
Is Opie doing a show with Bobo?
I know. I don't think this Ron the Waiter is the next Anthony Cumia or Carl Ruiz. I'll put it that
but he
way.
has Bobo-like qualities.
He really is just dumb and uninteresting in every way.
That's me and Casey were talking about that a little bit last week, where like I think Opie truly believes he has the ability to find any handyman, and make him a star now.
Yes, for sure. He's like, "Oh, you're blue collar?
Yeah.
What do you think about being on my show and becoming a multimillionaire?"
If you have a job I don't respect, you've got to be one of the greatest broadcasters of all time.
I've done it for 1 out of 20 people, and I can do it for you too. All right, well, this is my favorite. This is Opie Unleashed. He's promoting his Opie Unleashed channel on TikTok. And what do you know about Opie Unleashed? He's a prankster.
Yes, crazy.
He goes around the streets of New York and pranks people. And in this video, he's filming a bridge. And
where's this going?
It's a walking bridge.
Okay.
And this is great stuff.
No. Oh, you're wrecking my perfect video.
There are people walking across the bridge.
That can't be it, certainly.
Yeah, no, that's it.
You
It's
paused
11
it halfway through.
No, it's 11 seconds long. That was his TikTok that he posted.
Why?
Yelling at people that he ruined his perfect shot.
Like, I totally get being lazy and having nothing to say and you can't think of any good ideas. Believe me, I get it.
That is relatable, for
but
sure.
to put that out and think this is good, like Opie must watch these and think like this is good. I would say if you think you have nothing, put nothing out. There's no way he thinks that that's of any quality, right?
It's worse than that, Mike. Not only did he film that and put that on his YouTube channel, he went, "Oh, that's a clip that I should then put on my TikTok to cross promote."
Of course, yeah.
So it's
if you
more
like this full video, you can watch the exact same full video on YouTube.
Mike, you or I, if we were out with our phone out and trying to get some interesting viral footage or something, might think to yell at people walking across the bridge. And then we'd go, "Well, that's not going to be funny, so I'm not going to do that."
Yes.
Opie not only does it, he puts it on his channel and then clips that part out as the best part in order to entice people to watch the longer form versions.
I've done a bunch of like man on the street stuff. Often I never send it to anyone. And what I did, like when I was an intern at Barstool or stuff for Kirk's show, I'll have someone else edit it and be like, "You find the funny parts," because I hate myself for doing this. I can't watch it and tell you what's funny because I'm cringing at everything I say. I think Opie might need a second pair of eyes on this.
Tell me you have the footage of that, the raw footage of that.
Not the raw footage. I'm sure stuff. I mean, there's plenty of stuff out there. But.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I want to see Mike on the streets trying to be Ryan Long. I want to see this.
Oh, it's crazy. I used to, there's a video of me and Dana from Barstool. I was tripping over people, all kinds of wacky blind stuff.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
You got to use your cane to like slap people in the balls and go right. Oh, I'm sorry, sir.
I would now. Yeah. I was walking cane free back then.
Right. All right, let's check in on our good friend Solar.
If you're a system man, you know it, clap your hands. If you're a system man, you know it, clap your hands. If you're a system man, you know it, and your mask will truly show it. If you're a system man, you know it, clap your hands.
Now, in this TikTok, Solar is slapping back.
Yes, this is important, guys. If you ever make fun of Solar, I know people aren't a big fan of Solar necessarily, but if you ever come across her, I wanted to at least alert people what not to do.
The last time we played Solar Clips, actually, it was with Trucker Andy on the show a couple weeks ago. And we learned that she had a partner. And she said, I have a partner, and my partner is a boyfriend. And she says, I'm not dating my partner's boyfriend yet.
Right. I saw that, yes.
Is what she said. And then this is what's happening now.
Comment reads, can eat corn on the cob through a chain link fence.
All right. First off, I have to say, I love it.
Do
Timeless
not
classic.
comment on our teeth.
I've certainly heard the same insult.
Well, I imagine what's going to happen is she's going to go, all right, you got me. That's
right.
That's pretty good.
Nope. She's going to reply to this.
Hey, Crystal, what's up? Don't mind me making this video in my boyfriend's house, but single. Is that you? You the single one right there? Crystal, come on, girl. Are you just jealous that I have 2 boyfriends and you can't even pull one?
Oh, snap!
Because that's definitely what this sounds like.
Damn!
And just for the record, Crystal, both of my boyfriends think I have cute teeth.
Cute teeth is an interesting phrase.
Yeah, no one's ever said that. She is throwing her romantic happiness in our faces now.
It's really insulting, quite frankly. But I thought she was a lesbian. That's the world that I grew up in.
I want to know when we're going to meet this boyfriend. How long until the TikTok finally we get to
Either
see
of
the-
them.
Yeah, I want to see what's doing with this.
I like the Solar, from what we know of her, it's fun that she's getting like spit roasted in whatever world this is she's created. I was not expecting that.
I wasn't expecting that either. Right. You think it'd be like a non-binary. She's like, I have 2 boyfriends. You're like, oh, weird. I wasn't. Okay, cool. Good for you then. Now, you would think.
Yes.
Because Solar, if you're not familiar, Solar is a DID system, which means there's a lot of different people trapped in her body. You would think there'd be like an alt or 2 that isn't thin-skinned. Right?
For some reason. Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah. You would think that there'd be like someone fronting at some point. They'd be like, hey, your teeth stuck. You're like, fuck off, asshole. I don't give a shit.
And sometimes there are 2, I forget if you guys covered this development. There are 2 working at once now.
Yes.
She's like, hey, it's Calico and Lucy or whatever the fuck their names. You know, like it's 2.
Well,
there's 2 of them at once.
That kind of leads us to this next video that you sent over to me.
Hi, we are Calico and Cassandra. We go by Kitty when we're blended in the front.
Impressive, by the way. Actually, yes.
Meow.
You're like a scholar.
And we are alters in a professionally diagnosed dissociative identity disorder system. And we got a question about some of the non-human alters in our system that we'd like to answer. So this is a 2-part comment. If you want to tap on that, it will take you to see the whole thing. But this commenter is referencing the fact that we used to have bird alters in our system that were representative of our flight response. And they split because of situations where we wanted to run away or exit that situation, but couldn't for some reason. We don't have birds currently. All of the birds that we've had in the past have fused. But we do have fairy bunnies, and we are cat girls.
Yeah, very important to keep people updated.
Now, Mike, we did play this.
I got that when you said, did you watch it a couple weeks ago? But what that tells me is, because I didn't.
You knew what I was alluding to when I said that?
I was like, fuck, did I send a video they played already? But here's what I'm worried about with Solar now.
I want your take. So I played it.
The fifth video down.
Oh,
so I was like, oh, this must be a new. I didn't look at the date, foolishly. But I was like, she must be posting shit like this again.
No, you know what's happening right now? She's in this relationship where she's getting spit roasted. These guys are Eiffel Towering her.
She's in love
on a nightly basis. She doesn't have time to make these videos anymore.
Oh, that's too bad.
No. I honestly, I saw you sent it over to me. I did make that comment earlier to trap you.
Immediately, I was like, fuck. Maybe they sent. But I was like, oh, but it's a new video. I can't be wrong about this, but I guess I am.
But no, I'm glad that we play this, and I want your take on it. So apparently she's no longer has birds in her system, but she does have.
And it's a shame that she's fairy bunnies. Yes,
fairy bunnies. All right, but go ahead.
I wonder, because we know she's watched the show. Remember, she used a clip of us.
Yes.
So what I'm wondering is, did she kind of take our criticism? Because one of our big things was mocking the idea of the bird, particularly the birds, is what we were making fun of. As I'm saying that, I'm realizing she replaced them with fairy bunnies. So I don't think that's true.
Oh yeah, try ripping at me when I'm a fairy bunny. Let's see if you guys can mock that.
I realize immediately I'm wrong, but it is interesting that she was like, guys, I mean, I've grown up. I mean, come on, right. I've matured.
I mean, right now I'm 2 cat girls. I'm not birds anymore. That's childish bullshit right there.
Well, that's sad to know, because I thought when I heard that, I was like, this must be her 800th video about getting rid of the birds, because there's another video where she's like responding to a comment, and it just starts like, actually, it's because it's like she's responding to something.
Right.
And I scrolled to find what she was originally talking about, and I went like 10 or 12 videos deep, and I couldn't find it. So.
Well, her videos are too long too. Like this one goes on and on and on.
That's why I told you to cut it, because I know people hate Solar, but I was like, you need at least this update.
Oh no, I'm with you on that. I think that was an important thing that we did.
Very, yes.
And we have even more important things to do, like this.
Sitting in my mobile coffee shop, making videos about my transvestite children for TikTok.
Now, Mike, you sent me over a bunch of videos, a bunch of TikTok videos with Woke Dad. I changed the order.
Okay.
For a specific reason. I'm going to start off with this one, which I did play this on Drew Lane's show this week.
Ooh.
But I don't know if a lot of people saw that. So I'm interested in your
Shots
thoughts.
at Drew Lane.
All right. A lot of people did see that. But I just mean the crossover.
No one watches that fucking guy.
No. A lot of people watch that. I just don't know what the crossover is. So this is going to be new for a lot of people here.
Sure.
As a mobile coffee shop owner, I get some weird requests, but now apparently as a potter, I get some weird requests. I often have pottery at my mobile coffee shop window. This is where I sell most of the stuff. People come.
Okay. So he shows that he has all of his mugs out in front of his mobile coffee shop. And I brought this up when I was on the Drew Lane show, and I'll bring it up again here. When you talked about vertical integration, I think it's something that we've kind of discussed, but not directly like that.
I was trying to remember. I figured we must have stumbled upon that, but it just struck me. I was like, holy shit, he's making mugs to sell at his coffee shop.
No,
this was always the plan.
It's a brilliant observation that can't be repeated enough.
Yeah.
This is a guy who was raising money for a charity. He had GoFundMe's set up, and it was all for vulnerable children.
Right.
And now it's turned into a profitable business that fits right into his other business.
Yes.
He's selling coffee mugs. He's like, hey, want me to pour this into a plastic cup? Or would you like one of these mugs that I made myself?
And by the way, only mugs for some reason.
Yes.
Specifically mugs.
Yes.
They're never vases.
Right. Or the other things you make in pottery. Right. Vases, mugs. That's about as far as I know.
I guess, yeah.
come up. They really love to look at the new items that just came out of the kiln, and then they pick something that's their favorite. Well, I just had a new customer pull up. I've never seen them before, or at least I don't remember ever seeing them before, and they asked who the potter was, and I told them it was me, and we started talking, and they said, hey, do you do commissions?
You know how
and
people
I said,
ask that.
well, sometimes.
Yeah, this did not happen.
Who's the potter of this mug?
Who's the potter? Do you have a business card for this potter? Mike,
Potter, very common question.
this did not happen.
You don't think so?
Oh, it's going to get way more far-fetched than that.
Yeah.
Hey, do you do commissions? And I said, well, sometimes. What are you looking for? And they said, well, my dad died last year, and I have his ashes, and I'd really love his ashes to be made into a mug.
Mm-hmm.
And I was a little speechless there for a second. My immediate response was, I'm sorry, I don't work with human remains. But in the back of my head, all I could think of is, I don't...
I want to point something out. Maybe I'm nitpicking here. The word "but" means something different is coming.
Right.
If you say, typically, I don't work with human remains,
But I
then
will eat them.
But then I thought,
Yeah.
you're like, oh well, he's at a change of heart because he used the word "but." And listen to the next 70 examples he gives of things that are exactly the same as the first.
Want that, because pottery gets in your mouth and all over you and you get covered in it, and I really don't want to be covered in someone's remains. But then I thought about it a little bit more, and I'm like, you want to drink out of something that has your father's remains in it? I mean, to each their own, but that's not something I'd want to do.
He's like, but then I thought,
yeah,
that's crazy. But then I thought, I don't think so. Why are you prefacing that? It's just it was weird. It was a weird request.
He was trying to make that an interesting story, and it wasn't. I think if this really happened and it didn't, he missed an awesome chance at a prank. So when someone comes up to you and you go, hey, can you take my dad's ashes and make them into a coffee mug? Yeah, of course. Bring your dad's ashes over. So the guy brings the dad's ashes. And you're like, all right, I'll come back in a couple of weeks. It'll take me some time. I really want to do a nice job with this. You give him the mug. You go, let me pour your first cup of coffee in your new dad mug. He's like, oh, that'd be great.
I like
this. And then you put the ashes in the coffee, right? And the guy drinks
You're
and he goes,
drinking your father.
you just drank your dad. You just got Alexander. Boom, gotcha, bitch. Like, that's a fun TikTok video.
You just got Dan.
You just got Danieled. That's a fun thing you could do with this opportunity. And he just totally missed up and being like, no, that's crazy. I'm not doing that.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think it's a pretty normal request to be like, my father always wanted to be a mug. Could you make him a mug? but
None of it makes sense.
Where you lost me was the idea that someone said, that's a nice mug. Who's the potter? No one has ever thought that when looking at a mug. You'd say, where did you buy that? You wouldn't go, what master of the kiln took on this task?
Is this fresh out of the kiln? Because it looks like it. How far away is the pottery studio? It must be close, right?
Only a very generous curator of a safe space could have come up with something like this.
Yeah, that one was stupid. Let's go
I'd like to see his rough drafts, though. That is fun.
Right. Yeah. What was the story and how did it evolve over time as he was thinking through it? This is a throwback. And our buddy Woke.Dan on TikTok, follow him. Mm-hmm. He's also a record lover in our Discord. Of course, you can participate in our Discord if you go to whoarethese.com. There's a link to our Discord server. It's free to join. And we have a channel dedicated just to Who Are These socials in there. I spent hours scrolling through that today. Ooh. And Record Lover likes to put up some older videos that we haven't seen since we've been paying attention to.
Which I very much appreciate, yes. Because these older, those are the classics.
Me too, yes. So this is a little throwback. Daniel Alexander.
So I keep seeing these videos, and they're like, oh my God, Becky, do not duet me unless you have something to add. And I was thinking to myself, I want the exact opposite. I want you guys to duet me even if you have nothing to add. Duet me as often as you want. Duet this right now. I'll laugh.
That's from November of 2020.
That's a very interesting perspective he has there.
Now, what woke.dad wrote in the description is, you can't listen to Dan and tell me he's straight.
I don't get on board with a lot of the gay jokes that people. I think he's all hetero, straight as an arrow. This guy.
Yes.
But that one in particular was very gay. No.
It is, and I want to point out the hashtags that our buddy Woke Dad put in here. Hashtag Zelensky, hashtag Trump, hashtag Change the World, hashtag Together, and then at Blind Mike. He tagged you in this one.
I don't even use that TikTok anymore, but I appreciate
okay. Well, I was wondering if that's how you found it. I guess not.
No, I didn't see it.
All right. This is obviously with Trump getting elected and everything's been happening in the federal government. Dan Alexander, aka Woke Dad, is having a really hard time with it.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not dealing with it well, in my opinion. And so this is what he's talking about with people who maybe voted the opposite way that he voted.
Yeah, this is tough.
This is a big deal.
I'm going to speak for myself here because I don't want to speak for everyone, but it isn't because I'm a sore loser. I'm not so angry and upset because it's just politics and my side lost. That's not what any of this is about. Some of the people that I used to be close with, that I'm no longer in contact with, well, they voted against their own best interest in many cases. They absolutely voted against their grandkids' best interests or their kids' best interests.
I'm going to pause it real quick. So I want to point this out. He says, people I used to be close with, I'm no longer in contact with.
I like the idea of breaking off a relationship with someone because they didn't do something in their own best interest.
Right.
Like you're like someone makes a mistake that you can see and you're like, well, I'm never speaking to you again.
Here's my observation on this.
Yeah.
Dan, and I'm not saying Dan's a Democrat. I'm not saying this is true of all Democrats, not even close. But Dan is in that portion of the Democrats that is a cult. And I'm not saying this is a joke. This is what you do as a Scientologist. Leah Remini has covered this extensively.
He's going clear. Yeah.
Right. It's literally like if your family members are not part of the cult, you can't communicate with them anymore. So he's literally taken people out of his life because they don't vote the way he votes.
Yeah.
Which is literally, a lot of people are international watch the show. There's two parties in this country. I mean, it's not like holy shit, that person voted for what? It's like there's one or the other. It's not, it's not that crazy. People like to pretend it's like this crazy thing. It's like, no, it's all kind of the same. The country continues to go the same way for centuries, and it's just these two parties that are involved.
I can't imagine, short of a politician saying, hey, we're slaughtering all the blind people, and the executive order was signed today, we're actually coming after the blind people.
We want to actually let them bleed out and hear their screams.
Then if one of my family members was like, I voted for that guy, I'd be like, hey, what the fuck? We probably shouldn't.
One of your co-hosts on WATS voted for that guy.
Yeah, I'd be like, hey, maybe we shouldn't talk anymore.
But Mike, I liked his foreign policy. Domestically, I got some issues.
Even if that was your argument, I might hear it. Like, I can't imagine a world where, like, I've been at plenty of Thanksgivings and Christmases where I roll my eyes at whatever the older people are saying. I can't imagine being like, I'll never speak to that person again because they voted for Trump or Biden or Kamala or Bernie or whoever the fuck.
Yeah, you think he's taking this a little too seriously?
Slightly, yeah.
Okay.
I think for me, the hardest part is that the whole reason I voted the way I voted is because I love with my whole heart. And those people who betrayed that love,
they hate with their whole heart.
People that I thought were the ones who taught me unconditional love.
Yeah.
Well, they think the world revolves around them. And if it doesn't impact them.
Oh, you know who he's talking about right here?
I think it's obvious, right?
The ex-wife.
Oh.
The ex-wife is a narcissist. He's told us this before.
Okay.
And he's like, I'm co-parenting with a narcissist. So the fact that he says they think the world revolves around them. No, it could be other people in his family too. It could be parents and siblings.
He says, I thought they raised me to do that. So I thought he was talking about his parents.
Shit, you're right. Oh, you're spot on. You're right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. There was a context clue that I didn't pick up on.
The ex-wife, he's cutting out for other reasons. He can tell us it's how she voted, whatever. I think he stopped speaking to his parents.
Wow.
Which is psychotic.
Why? Yes, this is cult-like behavior. Yes.
Well, why would they care? But I can't be like that. And even those people who are making those poor decisions, I care that deeply about them too. And about their rights too.
So deeply that I'll never talk to them again. Wow. He must really care about these people.
Oh, they died?
Their life,
I wouldn't
too.
know.
And I don't feel that same love in return. Now, that love doesn't need to be directed at me. I'm just a straight white dude. No one's coming after my rights. But all the people I care most about in this world, all of them are at risk.
That's a crazy statement.
On which level? Because I've got a few.
Okay. He says all of the people he cares about in this world are at risk. And what he said before that was that he's a straight white guy, so he doesn't worry about anything.
Yeah.
So he doesn't care about a single other Caucasian male who isn't gay.
Correct. Right. Yeah, yeah, you got it. He might care about some white men, but they're flamers.
Okay. Yeah, or they're transitioning or
They're
something.
they're very gay.
Yeah, right.
It's not like he might be a little gay. Like Daniel doesn't like those guys, you know?
Yeah, he doesn't like the plus. It's like you got to pick a letter.
You need to be flamboyantly.
I didn't know which letter you are in the alphabet. I can't even have plus on this one. So he is saying right here, and this is just bonkers to me. He is saying that you can vote for one of two options, and one of them is going to ruin the lives of the majority of Americans.
Yeah. Well, also, so my issue with it was
Yeah.
we do live in a world, no matter what Trump thinks about every other race except mine, apparently. We live in a world where he can't write. There's certain language he just couldn't use in a bill. You couldn't slide that by. So he would have to mask it in different things in a way that it actually would end up affecting a few straight white men.
Oh, I won't have that.
Well, too bad, buddy.
Listen, I have a lot of privilege, Mike, and I'm not going to let that happen. So,
but you see, like Trump would have to do things in a way that will affect some white men, whether he wants to or not.
Dan is being propagandized to such a degree he has no idea what he's talking about, and it's very amusing. I find it very fun. So please continue on, Dan.
And the fact that I love those people so deeply, even though they voted for that monster. That's what hurts. That's what really hurts the most.
Maybe I'm naive, but I think anyone who has a fun dance to YMCA can't be a monster. Right?
That's a good point. And also, and how do you use that word and not laugh and pull yourself out of it? Like,
right, yeah.
If I got in a serious rant about whoever the fuck we're talking about, and I said, I can't support that monster, I would go like, oh, okay. I sound silly.
I'm taking this a little too seriously, aren't I?
Not even that. I sound like I'm joking, so I'm not getting my point across.
Right, yes. Good point. All right. This one kind of piggybacks the video we just watched.
Yes.
So I had a pretty heated conversation with someone who used to be really close to me, and that hurts a lot because this isn't just about politics. Anybody who says it's just politics and we should be able to see past it, or it's a difference in opinion, or everybody has their own perspective, well, you're not right. This is about values.
I don't have an opinion.
Yeah. Mike, whatever you're thinking, you're wrong.
Damn it.
Yeah, I know. I was actually taken aback by this too. I went, oh, fuck.
I was so sure I was right.
I know. I was too. I just a couple hours ago when I was prepping for the show, I was
Son
like,
of a bitch.
I know what I like in life. And I'm like, oh, I guess I don't. Fuck.
Oh, wait, let me try this though. Hey, Daniel, whatever you think, you're wrong.
Oh shit. Daniel just says that he's rubber
now
and you're
I'm
glue.
Right. I've
no.
said last, so I'm right.
I know you are, but what am I? Is what I would say.
And my values would suggest that I love other people, that I care about other people. And that's part of what makes this so hard, is because this person that I disagree with, I love them too. I care very deeply about them.
See, I think it's his parents.
Can't change
Maybe
their
one
mind.
of his parents.
Yeah, I think
He did not. He does not love his ex-wife.
You're spot on about this.
Yeah.
He had a falling out with his parents over this election, and he's having a really hard time dealing with it. Mike, let me ask you a question. And I don't know how much your family talks politics and stuff.
Yeah.
Do you have any family members who maybe voted differently than you did in the election?
I did not vote, so they all voted differently than I did. Yeah.
All right. So does that change your relationship with anyone based on who they vote for? Has that ever happened?
No.
It's never happened in my life that I've changed my relationship with someone based on who they voted for, if I even knew, because I don't ask.
Here's the only way it's changed my life.
Okay.
Is I have some friends that I would be like, I might say to the skirt, like, hey, don't bring up fucking Biden, you know? Like,
Right.
We don't want to get into that debate. That's the only way. Like, and by the way, I have both sides of that. Trump and Biden and whatever the fuck else.
Same here. I've definitely had mixed crew around. I'm friends with these people and these people, and I'm like, let's not talk politics.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't feel like getting into it with him today.
Yeah.
Mind. And if they're going to openly make decisions that hurt the people that I care most about in this world, my children, the right to love who they want to love, and their right to be who they want to be, my partner, and her right to full bodily autonomy.
So this is where things get off the rails for me.
Mm-hmm.
Dan's dating, I assume, a woman in her 40s.
Feasible, yeah.
Right? And she has teenage children and
Mhm.
shit. And his thing is like, they're going to take away her right to an abortion.
Yes.
Which is like, does your girlfriend need an abortion that bad? Is she going to need an abortion at some point? Like, what do you mean by that? That's retarded. But also, that happened before this presidency. Regardless of who people voted for in 2024, that already happened by the Supreme Court, and it's up to the states. He lives in New York State, as do I. You're good. You're good. Trump ain't coming in and making it so that.
What if they're not at some point? That hasn't been talked about.
But that's the thing, though. Like, these people have these talking points, and they say words that mask what they're saying, so that people don't question and be like, "Wait, are you talking about your girlfriend getting an abortion? What do you mean? She's good. It's fine."
Right. Or his children getting an abortion, which they can do.
Right. Or their children loving who they want to love, which they also can do. Like, I don't understand what's changing.
I'm laws about that.
Totally confused. I know that we don't want to fund the war in Ukraine. I know that's a thing. All right.
My children won't be able to serve in a war.
What the fuck's he talking about?
My closest friends who benefit from programs in diversity, equity, and inclusion, not because they're not qualified, they're more than qualified to their male white counterparts, but because of those programs, now they have the opportunity at those same positions.
I have a challenge for our buddy Dan.
Okay.
If he's watching, someone wants to send this to him. I want one example of a friend of yours who got a job or an opportunity because of a DEI program that they would not have gotten if it weren't for DEI. And remember, he also said they were more qualified than the white person who's also up for the job.
Legitimately, Daniel, if you're watching, don't even take that as like a fuck you. Actually do it. It'd be good for your channel.
It'd be great. One example, I'd love, like, bring the person on and have them tell the story, because I don't think this exists. I don't believe this is true.
Or even, I'll throw this out as a challenge. Talk to anyone.
Yeah,
that says anything. Just talk to another person, so we know that you're not locked in a room.
I mean, these people talk like the Jim Crow laws are still going on. You're just like, yeah, this is ancient history at this point. What are you talking about?
And it does a disservice. Literally, so yesterday, I don't know who this guy is that Rogan had on. Do you know Ian Carroll? I think his name is. Is that right?
Sounds familiar. I don't know.
Rogan just had him on. I know nothing about him. I know that the posts I saw on Twitter were Ian Carroll is a literal Nazi. This is what people said about him. Like, he's an actual Nazi. So if he's an evil guy, I assume he isn't, because people go to such an extreme that I'm like, oh, well, that's probably bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, if the first thing I see about you is this man is a literal Nazi, then I'm like, he's probably not all that bad. So they've done such a disservice because now people assume they're wrong because of the words they've used.
Adam Carolla has said, it's never been a better time in the history of society to be a racist. because everyone gets accused of being a racist so much, it just loses its.
You just blend in.
Yeah, it's like calling people the P word, and the internet, it happens all the time. Everyone's being accused of this thing, and it's just like are they behind bars? Like, did they get arrested?
So I defend Crystalia. They were 17.
In some cases, yes, they are behind bars. I know one of them.
Oh, right.
If your ideas are going to hurt the people that I care most about in this world, how could I ever trust you around those people?
Oh,
so yeah.
Shit, you're right. That's the parents, and they're being cut off from their grandchildren.
Their grandkids, yep.
Oh, fuck
because,
you,
hey,
Dan. What a dick move.
You're a Trump supporter. Why would you want to see your LGBTQ grandchildren?
Because there's other issues than that, idiots.
Also, like, if they want to see the grandchildren, doesn't that prove they're not, like...
Right.
Based on what we know, they weren't like, hey, get these mutants out of here.
Dude, Dan's a bad person. He's cutting off his parents from their grandchildren.
Yeah, and using that as a weapon, it seems.
Oh, and using it as a weapon and content.
To be totally fair, we're assuming some stuff here. We could be wrong, but I don't think we are.
I mean, this parallels with when Aaron Himmel, before he confessed that him and April were doing coke on the weekends and Molly, but he was just going on just being like, some people are doing things you shouldn't be doing, and I stopped doing that stuff, and other people keep doing it. It's like, no, I know exactly what's going on here. I understand we're speculating to some degree, but he's putting it out there.
Yes. The print between the lines is large font.
Yeah.
I'm able to read it.
Even Mike can read it.
Yeah.
So yeah, difference in values, not opinions.
This is going to be a dumb take that maybe your buddy Craig would have, so I apologize in advance.
Okay.
The only people who have been discriminated against in the past decade or two is literally white men, straight white men, and Asians.
Yes,
actively discriminated against. Yeah. If there's someone you can vote for who would discriminate against you.
As like a societal issue, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, like getting into Ivy League schools, they stopped letting Asians in because they're like, we have too many of them. Or there's literally job postings that say this is only for minorities. You literally can't apply.
Maybe I don't know the definitions of these words as well as I should. He's kind of saying like, no. These people don't have different morals or opinions than me. They have different values.
Right.
So therefore I can cut them out of my life. Isn't that sort of a synonym? Like, is that far different? Like, if someone has different values than you, are you like, well, then get out of my life?
No, and it's a good observation. I'm glad you picked up on that. Because even Dan knows it's a shitty thing to cut your family out of your life for who they voted for. Because so then you have to make it like a whole other level. Like, no. You voted for the guy who's going to destroy the people I love.
Yeah.
You know, he has to like take it to this extreme that doesn't exist. And it probably does exist in his head. I'm not saying that Dan doesn't believe these things and feel them. I think that Dan's a very emotional guy and he feels all these feels. He's not pragmatic at all. He's not paying attention to what's actually going on.
It made me think of it. I just thought of this story that I haven't thought of in forever. But like, I'm not that close with my dad. But one thing I really, like, I've always respected him for. Like, this was a rare moment where I was like, good for him. And my grandparents, late in their life, and this is probably 2005. So this is like a real hot button issue. They got invited to a gay wedding. Okay. And it was someone they were very close with. And they weren't going to go. And I remember my dad talking to them about that. And they said, you're not going to go to so-and-so's wedding? That's terrible. And they were like, what? He goes, that's awful. Like you've known this guy since he was a kid, blah, blah, blah. And he said, that's unbelievable. And then he kind of just like walked away, and that was the end of the conversation. And they ended up going to that wedding. Like he guilted them into it.
Nice. Good.
What he could have done in that moment is go, oh my God, I can't believe you bigots, and never talk to them again. And they probably would have been like, fuck him. He's lost his mind.
Right. Yes. So there's better ways to deal with this than to cut off family members from their children and grandchildren. That's what you're saying.
Yes, I continued seeing them even when they were still making that decision.
That's Dan has lost his mind, and it's too bad. There's a lot of people like this, and especially now with Trump making news every single day. People are just losing their minds. Everyone calm down. I guess that's what the moral of the story.
Yeah,
everyone calm down.
I would say so.
We have a little bit more Dan coming up, but first I want to get caught up.
Yay, super chats.
Thank you guys. You're being very generous with your donations of support, including Chris Jackson.
I boof one shot of Magic Mind every day. It wakes my butthole up. I do have a wet spot on my chair after the show, though.
I do not boof my Magic Mind. I take it orally as it is intended to be taken. But thank you very much. A goat malp coming in. Supertip.gg/WATP.
I'm announcing a new fundraiser for a paper cup, plastic lid, and stir stick manufacturing studio for at-risk and marginalized kids to look on their faces when they see me save on a supply order.
Brilliant! Yes! To raise money for more things that will help his current business.
Yeah, I think Casey said last week we were talking about it. Next he's going to be farming beans.
Right, yeah.
It's going to be a charitable endeavor.
Audiophile America coming in with $10 says, the other thing solar doesn't have is an altar whose political or religious views are different. Fairy bunnies and cat girls, sure, but not one of your 1,000 altars is MAGA?
That is weird. Because I would like to see her play that character, you know?
Yeah. Honestly, we need to maybe clean up some of this government waste, and our foreign policy's been off for the last few decades.
She's making great points.
Yeah, right.
We're like, you know what? Maybe this is real, because that's not acting.
Yeah. Yeah, right. It's like if a Tourette's person yells the N-word, or if a DID system comes out as MAGA, then I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I believe this now. Stewie Felt says both of her boyfriends are dentists. Oh, maybe that's what it is.
Lucky her.
Stewie Felt also says, lobotomies, bring them back. Oh, for Solar, come on.
I don't like that.
Solar's one of the good ones.
My girl.
How dare you say that? Fun okay with 20 big ones, as John would say, coming in. I'm behind on the stream, but I cannot stand the go back to the store and help the cashier store clerk guy.
It's infuriating.
The only human being who should not be platformed, hell, cancel him or give him the Ethan Klein treatment. I don't know if he deserves the Ethan Klein treatment, but I agree with you. I hope that Canada takes care of that. Justin Trudeau, I know you're leaving office soon, but please get this guy off of Instagram. The one pun, I'm sure Woke Dad moans when he eats a banana. Never heard that before. That's funny.
Somehow it seems so obvious, but I've never heard
it's
that
pretty
either.
good. Stewie Felt says, don't vote against your own best pottery. Good point.
Yes.
Macho Melendez, $5. Could you imagine YouTube court, Chad Kevin in front of a YouTube judge?
I like that.
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
Cardiff in a powdered wig.
Someone should recreate that. Oh, what are you, a tough guy? Oh, you gonna ban my channel? You gonna suspend it for 7 days? When you off work? You want to go meet up somewhere? Dude is cosplaying as a straight. He is cosplaying as a straight. You've seen that. The video I'm alluding to, of course, is Kevin confronting the cop when he gets pulled over on his way to Atlantic City.
Yes. I watched you guys cover that. Yes.
Yeah, Anthony did a great job of covering that too.
Oh.
If you haven't seen it, some clipper put it up there, but Kevin's just lost his mind.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I mentioned this maybe on my show or something. It was kind of crazy to me that Kevin, I kind of just assumed it was not an act, but like he's playing it up because he knows he's on the show.
Yeah.
I didn't think just out in the world he'd be speaking like that to police officers.
Right. And so Anthony was pointing out that it's not in his best interest to behave in that manner. It's counterproductive. And so Kevin was watching Anthony's take, and Kevin's comeback was, I thought this was crazy. It shows how dumb he is. Kevin goes, oh, $600 in tickets. It's a write-off. It's a business expense. I'm going to a gig. So it's a write-off. It's like Kramer and Seinfeld. It's like, hey, just write it off.
They're the ones who write it off.
Dude, like Kevin, do you understand what a write-off is? It doesn't mean you don't pay the $600.
Right.
It's literally a coupon. You get a percentage off of that.
You could have not paid the $600, and then you wouldn't have to write anything off.
Yeah, no, not the write-off isn't like this thing where it's just like, oh, good, it's like it never happened.
You could buy $600 of something you need, and
yes, Fucking idiot. He's so stupid. Matthew Rowley, $5 says, Carl, Mike's betrayal of you over the last 2 weeks is unforgivable. I agree, Matthew Rowley.
Negotiation tactics.
In support of you after his show 2 weeks ago, I hit the first blind guy I saw. You're welcome. Thank you. Let's make this a movement.
It's a reasonable protest.
Stewie Felt says this guy has to be a parody. He's not. He's real.
I know. Believe me, I thought that for a while, but
he also says Woke Dad looks like Kevin Smith, including the crying. All right, I can see a little bit of that. All right, let's get back. We got thank you guys for the support. We appreciate it. Supertip.gg/WATP. That's where you want to go. Here's another one from Woke Dad.
Yeah, does this contradict at all the last two videos, do you think?
I think it does. I think it does.
What's the hardest part about being an inspiring, positive creator? It's being called a fraud all the time. Since everybody's experiences are completely different, everybody comes from a completely different place. When I have something that inspires me and I think it's going to be able to help you, I'm going to share it. Well, if your experiences are the same, you're like, yeah, let's follow this guy. This guy really gets me. But if they aren't, you're like, oh my, he doesn't get anybody. He doesn't get me at all. He doesn't get that person. He doesn't even make any sense. You know, the truth is, sometimes you're going to find one thing that inspires you about that person and you're going to connect, but not always. So what I'm getting at here is, if you find somebody and you really connect with them and most of their content goes, yes, this really speaks to me, follow that person. Don't follow them for the one thing that they say that you don't like. Understand that they may have a different experience. They're learning from it as well.
How'd this guy come from?
Whoa. You can have different opinions than other people and still like them and engage with them?
You can come from anywhere and have all sorts of different opinions and different walks of life, different experiences.
What?
And you all should come together from all these different avenues and meet and vote for one person who wasn't part of a primary that no one wanted as president. That's who you had to vote for. Everything else you can have totally different mix of who gives a fuck. You can be your own individual.
What an idiot. Also, I hate when he tells me how to figure out what content creators to follow. He does this a lot. It's like when you're choosing content creators to follow, I'm like, yeah. I don't need help on that. Like that's one of those things, people who give advice for things that no one's asking for. Yeah. No one's ever been like, how do I figure out which content creators to follow?
Well, we talked about Tim Dillon earlier, and I found him very early on. Like, I started listening to Tim Dillon in like 2016. Pretty impressive, right?
Before he was on Joe Rogan. Oh, okay.
Well, the reason I bring that up is because it's right after the course I took on podcasts. I might like.
how to figure out which podcast to listen to.
I like this Tim Dillon guy based on the teachings here.
All right, so I teased this earlier. Record Lover, who's also this account that we just watched, woke.dad on TikTok. He went on Etsy to purchase a mug from Daniel Alexander. And he had some questions. So he was messaging with Daniel back and forth, and he posted these in our Discord.
Okay.
So I'll read to you. So whatever he was asking, Dan writes back, the very edge is about 1/4 of an inch. It tapers down a little thicker, but right at the edge, it's 1/4 inch.
Okay.
And he responds, are you familiar with Caro and WATS? I'm sending him one of the mugs so he can recognize
it to be more subtle than that.
Yeah, he didn't be like, oh, 1/4 inch sounds right. Yeah, that sounds good. Anyway, yeah, no.
Okay.
Are you familiar with Caro and WTS? I'm sending him one of the mugs so he can recognize what a true artist you are. And Dan responds, I'm sorry, I don't know who that is.
Oh.
So then he writes back, he's this chucklehead that makes fun of you with a link to our show. And he says, I know, this is too much. And he says, well, guess what? I have a feeling when he actually sees a mug in person, he's going to change his tune.
I like that. There you go, Daniel.
Yep.
I agree.
So he writes back and he says, I'd prefer if you didn't, thanks. There are enough people in this world trying to spread...
I'm sorry. I thought Daniel said that.
No.
I was like, good for him. He's being playful.
Record Lover wrote, he's a chucklehead that makes fun of you with the link. And guess what? I have a feeling when he actually sees a mug in person, he's going to change his tune.
Okay.
So then Dan responds, I'd prefer if you didn't, thanks. There are enough people in this world trying to spread hate for no reason. I just ignore them. So many people are hurting, and that would be a much better place to direct some positive energy.
Right. That's why he's giving you the mug.
Well, I would think so.
Yeah.
So he writes back, good point, Daniel. I'll resist the temptation to poke the bear in the hate verse. This guy is testing me, though, and he put a link to his own TikTok of the @woke_dad. He really wants Dan to see this TikTok he made.
I at least appreciate that it's good natured. I'm glad he's
It's
not
fun.
harassing Daniel.
No. He's trying to purchase a product.
All right, good.
So Dan writes back, honestly, if someone's entire existence is about obsessing over someone else and trying to make that person look bad to other people, then I feel sorry for them. It's just weird.
Hey,
Again,
we also
though-
talked about King Cobra today.
Well, I'll get
It's
into
not just
that.
you.
I know. I hate that. Entire existence is, well, it's like, okay. I also play in a band. So get over yourself.
Yeah.
He says, it's just weird. Again, though, it isn't worth my energy. I find more value in lifting others up than trying to tear them down. This guy is just nonstop platitudes. Could you imagine being in a conversation with this guy at a dinner party?
Exhausting.
It never ends.
Yeah, I would think I'd be like, hey, Daniel, turn it off. You know?
Yep.
I would think if I guess I'd do a show where I am talking like myself all the time. But if I was constantly talking about like Brendan Schaub or whoever, just like in among friends, I would think eventually they'd be like, Mike, turn it off, you know?
Right.
Have a human conversation. But with Daniel, I guess he's in a world where maybe the people around him talk like this too.
Oh, yes, because he's shut out the other people out of his work.
Must be, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he literally doesn't talk to them anymore. He said it.
Yeah.
We just heard. It reminds me of a quick anecdote. We went to the Michigan Wolverines game in what is it?
Ann Arbor?
Ann Arbor, thank you. And we're tailgating before the game, and I'm in a conversation with some guys. You know, we're there with like Drew Lane and his buddies, and Cardiff is there, and Vinny Paulino, and a bunch of people. And someone asked me about Stuttering John. So I'm responding to them, and we're talking about it. And Cardiff comes up to me afterwards, is like, is this all you do, Carl? It's just do WATP. I'm like, no. Someone asked me. I was talking about football right before that. That's not all I do. But yeah, it's a crazy way to live your life.
Yeah.
So he responds, and by he I mean this is back to Record Lover.
Okay.
He says, yeah, it's crazy. They're focused on your use of the funds for the art studio. They speculate that you're just using them as a way to get yourself a studio. I don't believe that, but they do, and that's sad.
Sure.
So he's really trying to win his trust.
Yeah, I like that.
And so Dan responds to that. He says, when someone has an unhealthy obsession with another person, there isn't much you can do to change their mind. Their opinion of me is just an opinion. I don't worry about what that opinion is. And I definitely don't let that impact me. And then it goes on.
Imagine responding to all these. I'd be like, do you want the mug or no?
Yeah. So a quarter inch, is that okay? Or what are we talking
Are we making a deal or what? We're not friends.
Well, and this guy, Record Lovers, in our Discord chat going, guys, if you want to engage with this guy, he totally responds when you do something on Etsy. He's like giving everyone the Etsy address and shit. Holy shit. Dr. Peter Venkman just gifted 10 Who Are These Podcast memberships. And I want to point out, when you do gift memberships on this channel, we do appreciate that because we put out 2 bonus shows every month. You get to watch the live streams of WATP when we do them. Mike does get the portion of that investment.
I do.
You do.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, when we're doing
well then subscribe, guys.
Thank
Only
you.
while this show is on.
When we're doing WATS, any money that comes in here, we split 50-50. That's the deal we have.
And sometimes I'm on these bonus episodes.
That is true.
We got to get back to Julia Fox's book, by the way.
Yes, I know. I was actually just thinking about that. We got to do a bonus show where we do a Dhar Mann and then Julia Fox's book. Okay, absolutely. Let's get that scheduled this month. Preacher Bill $5 says, as a Christian, I don't believe in hating peoples, but I am currently praying to see if it is okay to hate woke dad. tell us what Jesus says. Forgive the typos. I'm drinking Knob Creek. Good for you.
Nice.
I somehow read that correctly, even though there were a lot of typos. Captain Cheese, member for 1 month, says, woke dad can change people's opinions every day at the coffee shop, but suddenly haters like Carl aren't worth engaging. That's a great point. How many times that couple from Texas?
Yeah, he changed his mind. That's another thing. He wasn't able to change his parents' minds. He had so many strangers.
Yes. isn't that amazing?
Yeah,
how that
weird.
works. D Vogel coming in with $20.
Yay, super chats.
Thank you, D Vogel. He says, I just want to say congratulations on the longest WATS episode ever. Keep it coming. I expect 3 hours next week. I know. I've been looking at the clock. It's out of control. I'll tell you why. It's because Mike and I haven't talked to each other in 3 weeks now.
That is true, and it flew by. Frankly, it didn't. It doesn't feel like 2.5 hours.
It doesn't. It's been fun. Oh, Woke Dad's coming in with a super tip.
Oh, good.
For the record, yes, I moan when eating a banana, but I only eat them for the shape, not the taste.
That doesn't help.
We got it.
Yeah, that doesn't help your cause at all, sir. I don't know if you realize what you just said. I don't think you do. All right, Mike, I do have some voicemails. Let's run through some voicemails, and then we'll get out of here, guys. Thank you so much for tuning into the show tonight. Happy to be back on WATS after some time off. Although I don't think we missed a beat because we did the show on here 2 Thursdays ago, and then last Thursday was on Blind Mike's channel. Everyone was talking about how great Carl is on the show. It was fun.
That's
Really
all we talk
enjoyed
about.
This is for Who Are These Socials. Blind Mike, I've been watching or listening to a lot of your Why Are You Laughing Still, and knowing that you're a big Norm Macdonald fan, I wanted you to know that Dick Masterson has been shitting on Norm Macdonald a lot recently. Maybe you should probably fight him at Hackamania or something.
Why recently? What has Norm done recently?
That's a good question. Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense.
Let the man rest, for God's sake.
All right, here's another one.
Hey, this is for Who Are These Socials? I just got done listening to the Blind Mike project, and I was like bummed out. I was like, oh man, no more Mike. And then I like played Who Are These Socials, and I'm like, I gotta listen to Carl now. This is terrible. Carl did his intro, and then I heard it. I forgot Mike was on Who Are These Socials, and it was all saved. It was all perfect.
Yes.
Oh, good.
Love you guys. Bye, Carl.
Bye.
Bye, Mike.
I was very surprised. Thank you, sir. I don't want to break any fourth walls or anything. I was very surprised. I got a very sincere comment when I talked about you and Tom Myers.
Okay.
And someone was like, it's sad that you're doing this, Mike. Like, they were very upset for turning against you.
You were taking sides, and you were on Team Tom.
Yeah, I was like, really? You can't tell what I was doing, but.
And they're also like, by the way, that goal episode you did, you're right, you did deserve that money. These freeloaders have been taking advantage of you for too long.
Yeah, I donated to the goal. I can't believe you'd betray Carl like this.
Yeah, for some reason, your version of sarcasm is very obvious to most of us. But
I think so, yeah.
I would have thought so. I just want to point out that last voicemail we just listened to was pretty incredible for you, Mike, because the guy doesn't like me, but just the fact that you're on the show makes me tolerable.
I do appreciate that.
Yes, I appreciate that too.
Hey, this is for Who Are These Socials? It's hilarious that you guys featured the Turquoise Jeep group for Friday Fertilized song. I knew those guys about 14 years ago. They used to record at my house.
What?
In a little studio room that my roommate ran.
Holy shit.
You didn't see that song has 7.2 million views.
Mm-hmm.
And was popular off the back of their biggest song, Smang It, which was very popular in like the blog age of the internet. YouTube was still a little bit fresh, but man, they toured every college for about 8 years, slept with so many white girls. I loved listening to stories.
Good for them.
Seeing pictures. But they just never, they just never hit it big. They had like an It's Always Sunny in Philly style show in development for Oprah. They got a feature on a Donald Glover, Childish Gambino song.
Really?
They just never hit it. And it's sad because now they've kind of all split up, and I think the rapper Flint Flossie does a one-man podcast, only has a few episodes, but it's called Flosscast. You should probably look it up sometime.
Wow.
That's all. But yeah, love the show. Blind Mike, don't ever leave me. Bye.
You got it, buddy.
They love you.
Maybe I'm hung up on the wrong part of that voicemail, but I cannot imagine Oprah producing an Always Sunny style show.
Yeah, that didn't make any sense to me either. But the Fried or Fertilized song was, hilarious. I thought that they overdid it by really dragging that joke through the mud for a while, but I didn't realize they were so popular. They were doing college tours and shit.
Interesting.
Good for them. One more.
Hey, Carl, this is for Who Are These Socials. I just want to tell you, next month, I'm taking my son to Cuba for spring break before he graduates.
Okay.
You can't go there as a tourist, but you can go because of the embargo for the reason of helping Cuban people. So you stay in, basically Airbnbs, locally owned restaurants for certain people's houses. I'm going to take a couple dozen book bags, school supplies, some
Locally owned restaurants. What do you think Cuba has? A TGI Fridays? Of course, they're going to be locally owned restaurant. What's he talking about?
Cuba's not the same since all the Applebee's came in.
Yeah, right.
Boys, it's Cuba, so baseball gloves, and some bags for the adults with things, household goods that are hard to come by in Cuba. I'm not telling you my name. That's weird. I'm not on social media, and even if I was, I wouldn't put that on social media. I asked nobody for a dime. I'm just paying for this myself. And the only reason I say this is
kind of brag.
fuck you, Daniel Alexander, you fucking piece of shit. Get a real job. Oh, I'm giving crayons to middle-class kids in mid-New York. You're not helping anybody, motherfucker. God damn it. Cuba, communist country, no welfare. These people appreciate this shit. New York, communist state, tons of welfare. These kids don't need crayons. Stick a crayon up your own ass, Daniel Alexander, along with those mugs. I'm drinking. All right, see you.
I could tell. Everyone's drinking when they call into the show for some reason.
Doesn't it though, sir? As you were going on and on about all the nice things you've done for the Cubans, you got to admit to yourself, didn't it feel a little nice to brag about it?
Yeah, things took a turn at the end there. They started talking about New York State communism. And
you were feeling yourself a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. He was feeling really good about what he was up to with baseball gloves and whatnot. I feel good about a website called blindmike.net.
Oh, well, thank you. That's where all my links are for this program, as well as Why Are You Laughing and the Blind Mike Project. Blind Mike Project is back Sunday at 10 a.m.
Nice.
And Why Are You Laughing? We just covered Robin Quivers and discussed why she has had her role in radio as long as she's had, how it's influenced other women in radio, and all kinds of stuff like that. So check out that episode. And we've been watching the Baldwins. I want to savor my last 9 Quincy's. So we've been watching the Baldwins reality show on Patreon.
I loved it. I watched that. I got the link. I'm on your Patreon, and it's great because you guys do it right on StreamYard, so there's no copyright issues.
Exactly.
And you just sat there and watched the episode. It was so fun.
It's fun too now because in week 2, Hilaria kind of became the antagonist while Alec became the protagonist. We're Team Alec now officially, so we'll see how that progresses. But yeah, Patreon, YouTube members. Sign up if you'd like, or just check out all the free links. Thank you.
And I want to point out, we had a big announcement this week that we are doing Dabble House, April 11th and 12th. If you go to dabblecon.live, check that out. Season 2 of the Kate Meany tapes. We're finally unveiling what happened as John and Kate were falling in love recently on their phone calls. Kate recorded them all again. And we have them. We're going to be reviewing them with special episodes of Who Are These Podcasts and the Uncle Rico Show. And also, we're going to do a viewer film contest, viewer film festival for the Dabbleverse. And that's all happening from Dabble House, an undisclosed location in Florida, where all of us will be getting together and doing a whole weekend of streaming and podcasts.
Very exciting. Maybe John will meet you guys down there.
There is a possibility, Mike. Let me put it that way.
That's very exciting.
There is a possibility we run into Stuttering John. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Dabblecon.live. And of course, we also have Hackamania coming up. Hackamania.com, promo code WATP for 10% off your tickets. If you want to come see us and a bunch of podcasters live in Las Vegas, May 9th through 11th. All right, I got to pee so bad.
Let's roll. Have the day you deserve.
Anyway, social media, I'll catch you later, man.
Who are these socials?
That's what this audience wants to hear. Like, whoa!
Who are these socials?
I'm the one who should apologize.
Folks, what you were about to see is real.
With Carl.
Okay, we got it.
And Blind Mike.
Who could have thought of that?